There we go. Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, and a vibration. There we go.
Nice. Now we're talking.
Well, this is a multifaceted deal we've got going on. We have 5 people working on Seminole Headlines now. We've hit the big time, guys.
Yeah.
It's the 3 of us, the 2 of them. It's working.
We deserve it.
Yeah.
We deserve it. It's been
All
too
right,
long.
So here we are. We've made it in, and we will take questions like we normally do, but the voice guy told you the deal, and I already see people are here. See? It's the dawn of a new day, but don't worry about it. You Facebook folks will not get ignored, and per Ira's request, we'll lead with Twitter.
Boom.
Hour brought to you by Register Sausage.
Great. Yeah. Yay, sausage.
There it is.
Yay, sausage.
There it is. We'll do more weightier things as we move forward and we get all of our I's dotted and T's crossed, but we're good to go. All right, camp is done in essence.
Pretty much. Yeah, they tried to clarify today, I think, that it's not done. They're still doing a lot of preparations, some fundamentals, but they are starting to install some for the Notre Dame game.
Are we feeling good? We feel well. We did this little exercise on warchant.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But we did this, and we had our little round table, and I thought that we were fairly positive. Did you think that came across as negative?
I thought we were fine. I mean, I thought it was measured, but a lot of positive. The feedback was not overwhelmingly in that favor. There was a lot of
thought we were negative?
There was a lot of feeling that we were pretty negative.
I don't understand how. We talked about things that we thought had gotten better and improved, but we're also like I texted Ira yesterday. It's like we are talking about a team that was 3-6 last year, so it's not like we're bad mouthing a team that won the Orange Bowl. You know what I mean? Like it's a team that has a lot of question marks and a lot of areas to improve. We do think they've improved in some. I think wide receiver is going to be better. Defensive line should be better. Offensive line should be better. I mean, there's areas of improvement.
The thing to be excited about is that I do think the defense legitimately is going to be much better. I mean, I don't know how they could be worse, but I think they're going to be legitimately pretty decent if they stay healthy. If they stay healthy.
57?
Well, why don't we do it within the conference? Why don't we just say, what will they be in the conference? Because
8th? What if they're 8th?
Would you take 8?
Bowl? I think if you're taking it, I think
8th best defense in the conference.
They weren't in the top 8 last year.
No, they weren't. They didn't make it.
No.
You know, by the way, we carried from the old place to the new place. We've got the wooden carved.
Oh yeah.
That still needs to go up in Doak Campbell Stadium.
Den of Inequity.
Yeah.
So that's got to be if they're top 8 in the ACC in defense.
We've moved the goalposts.
The goalposts
have moved a lot. Look, man, you've got to adapt. You've got to adapt to what you're covering, what you're talking about.
Wasn't it the original one top 40 in the country?
Yes. Yeah, that
didn't happen.
That's not. We don't need to even think about that.
Well,
that's the 2022 goal.
So Mark was able to get him into the top 55, I think, that first year.
Somewhere in the ballpark.
Yeah, it was a big, but he wasn't jumping from 109. He was jumping from like 88 or something. Yeah,
but still, it was a sizable jump. They look competent. Can we get competent? It's funny when you listen to Adam Fuller talk. And I've made no secrets of this. I like Adam Fuller. I've enjoyed my conversations with him.
You like him as a person?
I do.
What about as a coordinator?
Well, we need to find out because I don't really count last year. I did say repeatedly they didn't look too coordinated last year.
Yeah.
A lot of problems, though, that he encountered. Obviously, that team in general, that was a nothing year. I don't think it was emblematic of who these coaches are. This will be a gauge, and they're going to have to make huge strides. That was an embarrassment last year, but I think they will defensively.
Yeah, and I think one of the comments that I thought one of the Warchant subscribers left that I thought was fair was he's like, look, I get that we're not where we need to be. I get that the talent's not in the 90s, but isn't it comparable to the middle of the pack ACC teams? And that's the question. I mean, because they don't need to be that. We know they're not going to be the top of the conference, but can they be in the middle? And they're closer to that.
Yeah. Well, and remember, with coaching, it's not just about talent. I mean, there's no continuity. There hasn't been any continuity. This is the first time in years they've had some continuity from one season to the next. So now we get, that's a big part of it. It's not just this player can run faster than that player. The entire culture, everything that they're having to flip is to be factored in here. So I think if we were just going athlete for athlete, you could say they were in the middle of the pack. But, teams that have had continuity and have been able to roll over the way they do things, the way they teach things, the way they scheme things, that changes what's possible. I do believe that is something that we've repeatedly brought up, even in the midst of our negativity, according to the subscribers and listeners of this show. I think we've said, look, it's hard to really put a number at least in terms of wins, on what it will mean that they got to have a normal offseason, a real spring, and they got to go in the gym. They got to do all those things. They ate right. They grew together, and they got to know their coaches and each other. And I do believe that there's something to that. So how big of a leap forward is that? I don't know, but certainly that's another positive thing that we'll see. I think that you try to balance a fine line between being a realist. Like if we came on here every day, if all you guys wrote about and all I ever talked about, and every time we got together to do Seminole Headlines, we just said, oh, thank God football's here, they're going to be great. And then they went out and stunk. That would be a disservice. People would be livid then. Well, all you guys did was tell us how great they are. We're not going to do that. Now, if you think we skew too far the other way, Ira just pointed it out. They won 3 games last year.
No, I pointed that out.
Okay, Corey pointed it out.
I mean, come on, man. That was 4 minutes.
It was such a salient point. I just assumed Ira made it.
It really was. I know you're not used to him. No, you're not used to him coming up with salient points, but that was a good one.
Well, they not only won 3 games last year. In truth, they won one. One of those games, it's the North Carolina game. Duke didn't care to be here. They got shut out the week before to Miami. They really fought coming here. They did not want to come, and they still dropped 35 on Florida State. Secondarily, that was the other one, Jacksonville State. Yeah. So they won 1 game. They beat North Carolina. That's who they beat last year. That's it.
Yeah, and I think there's
but that's only because they didn't get to play Clemson or Florida.
Surely. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the thing, and somebody else brought this comment up about looking at new players in camp. Some of these freshmen are impressive, but the question is, like, are they really impressive, or are they impressive in this context of the talent level of this program? So that's all the stuff that we're dealing with. The difference right now is I think that we're much more educated as a media group, as an entity, the entire media assembly, because we are getting to watch practice. 2 years ago or 3 in Willie's first season and even into his second season, all we had to go by was him talking them up and then the players talking each other up. Yeah. And that was it. So we had to parrot that as a media. And we did look silly when they went out there and stunk.
Yeah.
Now I think we're seeing I think we're presenting a pretty accurate picture. They're improved in a lot of areas. That's going to result in better play and more wins, but it's probably not anywhere near where it needs to be and will be in a few years.
Yeah, fans want to, by definition, we all do. We're all fans of something. We root for baseball teams, football teams, basketball teams. We all want our teams to achieve success, make a postseason. So when you against that backdrop, we don't think they're very good. But against the backdrop of last year, we think they'll be immensely improved. I think that's fair. That's all it is. It's that balancing act of, guys, you think we're going to win 9 games. I don't. I think we're going to win 6, maybe. If that makes you negative, then I guess that's what it is. But I do think they're thin. They're going to have to stay very healthy. I really think that when one of the things, when Vegas dropped that number at 5.5, I thought, wow, that's a punch in the gut to Florida State fans everywhere, because they're being as objective as they need to be to get the line, right, to get to where they want to go. And when I'm looking at that number, and I immediately went to the schedule, and I was like, oh, no, we'll win 7 games. I mean, I did the fan thing. I immediately went there. I was like, we'll easily win 7 games, maybe even 8. Look at this game. And I made a lot of assumptions, and then I stopped, and I thought, well, you're assuming a win over Louisville, who beat your ass last year. Yeah. You're assuming a win on the road against Boston College in a game that is sandwiched between Miami and Florida. And, oh, by the way, BC looked good last year. You're assuming a win against Wake Forest on the road, who I don't know why we would assume that based on the way we played last year.
We think it's going to be a better team. It will be a better team. I don't think any of us don't believe that, but it's a tough schedule. Like if they were playing the 2012 schedule, I might be sitting here saying, okay, they can win 8 or 9 games. Like that was a markedly easier schedule. This is, I mean, they play the second most top 25 teams of anybody in the country.
It's like 7 or something.
I think 5. They play 5 and somebody's playing 6, but Florida State and Georgia Tech both play 5. That's not a great, when you're trying to build something, that's not the best way to do it. But I do think they'll be better, even if the results aren't going to make you do cartwheels.
We liked what we saw for these past 2 weeks on the whole.
I like the coaching staff a lot.
I do too.
A lot. I like Norvell a lot.
I would have enjoyed seeing the scrimmages. It would have helped. I mean, not seeing scrimmages is difficult. You get secondhand information. We all reach out to our sources, but laying your eyes on that would be important, especially because I think one of the great mysteries here, outside of what we've been able to see, is exactly who's going to start at quarterback. Now, Norvell's not going to tell us, but that goes a long way in the way you predict wins and losses and what you think is possible. And I think we're leaning towards maybe Jordan Travis at this point, but I'm not so sure.
Although the one thing I would say about that is, even if it is Jordan, I think you're going to base it on 2020 Jordan. And I don't think that's going to be 2021.
Yeah, he's a better thrower
Jordan.
now.
I mean, he's a better thrower. And when we're out there at practice, the best thing he does, we never really get to see. I mean, he'll scramble occasionally. Every once in a while, they'll do a design run. But like, there's a play today where, he gets flushed out of the pocket, and Quayshawn Fuller is chasing him and kind of like reaches out to kind of like tag him from behind and acts like he got the sack. It's like, man, that's not a million years.
Jordan Travis would be high stepping away from Quayshawn Fuller in a real game.
So we're seeing Jordan Travis. We're using a lot of our memories from last year when he didn't have a camp, didn't expect to be the guy. It was, he thought he was
never
going to be
practiced.
a backup.
Practiced like 2 weeks the whole season.
And so that's what we saw. And now you're seeing him completely different, and we're not getting to see the best part of him. I'm not making the case for Jordan Travis to be the Heisman winner. I'm just saying, if no matter who it is, we don't really know what we're going to see from that quarterback.
I think it's important, by the way. And Travis, I'll get to your question in a second. We got a tip, boys.
Nice. Thanks, Travis.
Yeah.
Was it Jordan Travis?
It was not. That would be
Travis
hilarious.
Travis Hunter, Travis
J, probably Travis Hunter. Yeah.
What I'd tell you is I think we should make the case, or at least I will, to applaud Jordan Travis. You expect all guys to compete. You don't expect that to be an obstacle that somebody who's not willing to overcome. But I really think it would have been easy if you were him after laying it on the line last year and really getting torn up. I mean, he was beat up. He took a beating. He's injury prone as it is, unfortunately. Knock on wood that's not going to be the case this year. But they bring in Mackenzie Milton, who's achieved an awful lot in this game at that position and is a much better thrower of the football. At least he has been in his career in games. And it could have been easy for him to maybe not kind of buckle up and say, well, no, I'm going to win this job. And he has gone out and competed in a way that we're having this conversation. And there hasn't been one piece of evidence to suggest he's sulked in any way.
Yeah.
And I by the way, I feel like he's been unwavering in the sense that it looks like he believes he's going to win the job. I
think he hinted at ACC kickoff. I thought he hinted that when he first found out, he wasn't thrilled.
Oh, like nobody would be. Nobody would be.
Yeah.
Hey, we're bringing in this kid that finished 6th in the Heisman a couple years ago. But I think it's a credit to Norvell.
What's his number? Let me text him and welcome to the team.
Exactly.
What's up?
Well, welcome in, Mackenzie.
What's up, KZ?
But I think it's a credit to Norvell and to Mackenzie for making him feel at ease. And then, to your point, definitely the confidence in Kenny Dillingham, but the confidence that he's been able to develop in the face of that is impressive.
All right, let's get these two in order of the tips coming in. Travis appreciates all the great content, boys. Love the way the program is headed. They'll, at the very least, have a great work ethic. Keep it up. Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I do think they'll have a great work ethic. I also think they'll be improved. We've said that repeatedly. I also want to circle back here real quick. We just talked a lot about Jordan Travis. I'm not assuming he's the starter. I'm just saying he's worked to be and put himself in a position.
None of us will be surprised if he is, though, right? But yes, correct.
And also, if he is, that doesn't mean that Mackenzie isn't going forward. I mean, I don't think it's going to be over one way or the other. I don't think they're going to – whoever starts game one is not necessarily going to be the starter all season.
Mark writes, great show, guys. Corey, the camera angle is better. So you're not blinding people with the dome today. You're not right up all up on it.
You're not right up in my neck fat, which is a little nicer, I think. I still feel awkward, though, man. I'll be honest with you. I feel a little awkward. I feel like I'm looking at you half the time and looking up there half the time.
Well, you yearn for the camera. We've established your need.
Well, when you got this working,
you want the people to see it.
Hey, man,
you're like, this is an opportunity.
Yeah, some people are blessed with certain things.
You wouldn't want Brad Pitt to shy away from the camera.
Right.
I mean, that's what we're saying here, guys. Correct. So that there's that. But I do think it's funny that somebody writes on here that why can't other teams be overrated? Why do we have to be? Can somebody else be over? Maybe Notre Dame is way overrated coming into the season. By the way, I think they are. Had I been the one doing the show with you to preview the Florida State Notre Dame game and our other venture, which I'll start talking about more and more, I would have told you that I think Notre Dame is overrated. In fact, I bet the under on their win total of 9. I don't think they're nearly as good as they were a year ago, primarily because I don't think Jack Cohn's any good at quarterback. So
you made that clear.
We have to, if you can stop the run against Notre Dame in this game, and that's, guys, I mean, when we walk into that stadium, everybody's going to be hyper because it was embarrassing last year, the way people lined up and just ran the ball down our throat. If Florida State stops the run early in that game, there's going to be everybody's going to perk up a little bit because all of a sudden you're in it and you got a chance to win it because that guy shouldn't go out and beat you with his arm against the secondary.
How excited are those running backs?
Oh, they can't.
They can't wait.
Wait, we get to play them again? We just played them 5 games ago.
I averaged 15 yards to carry. This is going to be great. They were playing with 9 guys on the field half the game.
It was really brutal and almost unwatchable. The only thing that made last year's game watchable was how hard they fought. The offense fought.
Well, and
they hung
Jordan
in there.
Travis. Jordan Travis, man, he totaled 300 yards of offense in that game. He ran for 100. He won't be afraid of playing that Notre Dame defense. He shouldn't be anyway.
That was also the game where they were so happy with Emmett Rice. That play, like the last time Notre Dame was going to punch it in, and he basically ran the length of the field to make a stop at the goal line. And to the point about the Duke game, and when we talked to Norvell at ACC Kickoff, we had a little one-on-one interview with him. He said he thought the culture of the team flipped at the end of last season. During those 3 or 4 weeks when they weren't playing, every game kept getting canceled. That was a time where you would have lost the team. And some of those guys did fall by the wayside. Some of those guys who were seniors last year were no longer out there anymore. And he felt like that kind of that was when they kind of came together. So I think, we'll see. But I think one thing that's going to happen this year is I don't think you're going to see them totally fall apart. Like they may get beat by some of these teams.
Oh, sure.
And they are going to get beat by some of these teams. I don't think you're going to see the Louisville game or the NC State game.
James B. writes, I just want this team to play hard, compete, win 6 games, and go to a bowl. I actually think that's a fair and not overly optimistic point of view. I think that's level-headed, but the compete part is huge because we didn't see that. It wasn't just losses. You can deal with when you're building back up and flipping your roster and changing culture, people expect you're going to lose. It's the quitting and the sort of sulking and the silly pointing of the fingers all the time, the false bravado.
Yeah.
It really made that team very unlikable. And we think this is going to be it's not moral wins, moral victories, but we do think it's going to be a more likable team.
Might not get the waving off of the pass after
the
20 yards overthrown. Yeah. Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV. Back in a moment.
Hey guys, it's Greg Tish. It's summertime. It's grilling time. But with a grill that just won't light, you're just going to end up with the summertime blues. Yeah, blues and barbecue go hand in hand. But if you get a custom outdoor kitchen built from Hearth and Patio, you'll feel like a rock star every time those flames kick on. They also sell a full line of incredible high-end grills like Fire Magic, Blaze, and Broil Master, all designed to deliver the ultimate in beauty, performance, and durability. Everything you need to elevate your grilling experience can be found at Hearth and Patio. In fact, anything related to fire can be found at Hearth and Patio. Fire pits, gas lighting, indoor and outdoor fireplaces, wood stoves, and even custom-built pizza ovens. Go see for yourself. Check out their services and products online at hearthpatiotallahassee.com. That's hearthpatiotallahassee.com. Or give them a call, 850-727-4282. That's 850-727-4282. At Hearth and Patio, they keep the home fires burning. Is your business interested in exploring safe, secure, remote access capabilities for your employees? Not sure whether to go with a Mac or with a Windows system? Call the folks at Mac & More Systems, and they can give you the guidance to make the best decision for your needs. Visit macandmoresystems.com today.
When you need a plumber quick, how long is an acceptable time to have to wait?
Hey, it's the Millers again. Just calling you about our little plumbing problem.
2 hours?
Hey, we're hoping you can get here soon because the water is getting really bad. Please hurry.
4 hours?
I know you said you were on your way, but, honey, tell the kids to tread water.
8 hours?
Don't worry about us. We're
At M&L Plumbing, you'll never have to wait long for quality, dependable service, right when you need it. At M&L Plumbing, we listen to our customers, and our qualified technicians aim to achieve 100% customer satisfaction. So the next time you need plumbing work or repairs, think of the name M&L Plumbing, your local plumbing experts, commercial or residential. Give us a call, 850-575-9393, or visit us online at mndlplumbing.com. M&L Plumbing, for all of your plumbing needs.
Your body is a masterpiece designed to heal itself from within. Learn how to maximize your health by tuning in to Phenomenal Health with me, Dr. Ryan Finn. Saturdays at 2:30. Experience true health today and call Finn Chiropractic at 386-7700.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just see the smiles that you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
You went online to switch your car insurance to Progressive so you could save money. But then you saw a friend request from an old summer camp buddy. And now here you are, clicking through photos of his kickball team from 2011. Oh, looks like they won the championship that year. Then he moved to Tulsa. Oh, a new tattoo. Yes, they said it was easy to save hundreds on car insurance with Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average savings by new customer surveyed who saved in 2019.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
In the Win reached out to us. First time watching the show. Keep it up. Triple threat team right there. Okay, appreciate you, In the Wind. And, you know, we were just talking during the break. Ira and I we kind of froze Corey out the way that the ACC, the Big Ten, and the Pac-12 are seeking to freeze out the SEC. I didn't.
Are you comparing me to the SEC?
I didn't know you were even sitting there. I had.
No, I know you guys. That's how it is. You guys. I feel like the kid and the parents are talking, and I'm just sitting there on my phone.
Yeah.
Eating at the kids' table.
So Ira stole the story, which is what we do. I mean, we'll just straight gank your story. It was a Yahoo Sports story, Pete Thamel and Dan Wells. You can read it on warchant.com.
I'm blocked by Thamel still.
You know, maybe you should reach out to him and see if you guys can put it behind you.
Screw that guy. It was 9 years ago, and I'm still angry about it.
What was the? I can't recall the incident.
It was at the Orange Bowl. A woman from Lonnie Pryor's hometown.
Oh, that's right.
She was an older woman.
Yes.
She was. I don't know.
A big fan of Lonnie Pryor,
but she was a photographer
for the local paper.
Yeah, the local in where was he from? Okeechobee, maybe.
Yeah.
So she was from that weekly in Okeechobee. She raised her hand in the media press conference and just thanked him for his great career, and Okeechobee was really proud of it. And then Thamel tweeted about the homers in the FSU media and how
he tried to make that representative.
But how inappropriate it was. It's like, man, don't you see that that's not anyway? So
he knew that, by the way.
I went on a 10-tweet tirade about it.
And
9
he blocked
years ago.
you.
Yeah. So
like a child.
Yeah. What are you going to do? I mean, I get it. I called him a clown or something, so I get it. I was probably a little too harsh, but it really rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, why are you even doing that? Why are you making fun of this?
Well, it was
older
an opportunity.
Woman?
It was low-hanging fruit.
Yes,
he wanted
exactly
to
right.
prop himself up.
That's what bothered me the most. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sure that's a great article.
The ACC, Big Ten, and Pac-12. It could happen while we're doing the show here
2 p.m.
today,
is when the announcement is supposed to happen.
Are set to formally announce an alliance, which pending final approvals could come as early as today. As we just noted, he just said 2 o'clock. The Athletic first reported that. The alliance will center on a shared vision for the future governance of college athletics. I'll only read a little bit more, and then we'll talk about this. For now, the alliance will mean the 3 leagues can, among other things, form a voting bloc that will blunt the growing influence of the expanded SEC. It also allows 3 leagues that consider themselves like-minded to gain voting power on issues as the NCAA's influence diminishes. That's a good thing. And finally, discussions at the university presidential level have been significant and give the alliance the potential to be much more meaningful down the line. Now, Ira, I'm going to let you interject here because as they fight to shape the Big Ten, Pac-12, and ACC, 40 different schools, how soon, let's skip ahead, from what you gleaned from this article, will Florida State fans be able to get on a plane and go watch Florida State versus Washington?
Stanford or Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. They're doing this now, and I think they're going to try to put it into place.
Don't forget Purdue and Minnesota and those great locales. Y'all are just focusing on the Pac.
Actually, I wouldn't mind going. I mean, Minneapolis is a fine place.
I mean, it depends on what time of the year you're there.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be freezing when we go there. We're not going there in November.
Oh, okay.
I've already got.
Okay,
Don't worry about
great.
that.
All right, man. Cool.
But football schedules are done years and years in advance. So, I mean, you're looking at, for a lot of these schools, it might be 7-8 years down the road before they can do this. But the idea would be, instead of just starting every year with a blank slate and trying to figure out who your 2 or 3 non-conference games are going to be besides your rival and your conference, you'd have this agreement where Florida State would maybe play a Big Ten and a Pac-12 school every year.
Boom.
And that would be fun. That would be, and the other thing it would do, it would kind of freeze out a little bit the SEC, because that would take all of these schools and those Power 5 conferences out of the mix for SEC schools to play, other than the rivalries. I mean, I think that the plan would be to maintain
Florida State's still going to play
South
Florida,
Carolina, but it would take out all the other ones. So Anyway,
but then
it's
what
definitely
are
a power
you
struggle.
what are you really keeping away from the SEC then? Do you think they care? It's not like Florida State's playing Alabama all the time anyway.
Right. And you've marginalized them now too, by the way. You've just said that, and regionalized them. Here you go.
But I don't
This
know
is
that
for
they
the Hicks
care.
in the South.
I don't know that they care.
Don't, but the rest of the country.
But I think they would care if they didn't get to play. If Florida fans would care they didn't get to play Florida State, and South Carolina fans would care if they didn't play Clemson.
I mean, Alabama's playing Miami this year. You need Power 5 games for the playoff. I mean, you need to play. You can't just play your 8 conference games. Now,
the SEC doesn't.
Now they may switch to a 10 conference.
Yeah, that's
game.
what I was going to say. They're going to be like, oh, good. We can just play the whole. It's so incestuous over there anyway. They just want to play each other anyway. So I don't know that they'll have a real big problem with this, honestly.
Yeah. But as far as the playoff goes, it could be a big deal because now it felt like the SEC was going to control, SEC and ESPN were going to control
everything,
how the playoff was going to work. And now that these conferences are flexing a little bit.
Well, and the other reason it's a big deal is Florida State needs to make more money.
Yeah, but I was going to say, so when you're selling this to Fox or whoever's interested, Netflix, whoever's interested when these contracts come up, if you can sell a Clemson, Ohio State September game, a Florida State, Washington, Florida State, USC September game, that makes the inventory a lot more valuable than Virginia play. Even Virginia USC is more valuable than Virginia Liberty.
What's interesting about it, though, from a political standpoint is, and I'd love to know what's going on behind closed doors, but, the SEC obviously is in bed with the ESPN. The Pac-12 and the Big Ten are not necessarily. The ACC is. So this is
but it's a different bed. It's a different size bed.
It is.
It's not a California
It's a bunk bed.
No, yeah.
It is, but they are still in bed. So it's just, that's going to be interesting because they're basically saying, hey, we're more with those conferences than we are with the other ESPN-owned, basically, conference.
We walked into Bristol, and they were like, you guys are over by the closet.
Yeah.
You're right there. You're right there.
Let's show you
what about
your
that
room.
No, that's the SEC
No, that's
room. You guys
they've got the big. They've got the whole floor.
Yeah, that's you guys. Burke writes, enjoying the new format and getting all of the goodie in one location. Let me send you guys some headline swag. Okay, Burke, I'm in. And I know Burke very well. We go back well over 20 plus years back in the day. And Burke tipped us as well. So we say thank you,
man.
And Burke can provide that swag, by the way. He works in that industry.
I'm excited about that. I'm excited that they're not about Burke. I am excited about Burke too. Burke, you're the man. But I'm excited about the alliance trying to do something, at least being proactive in something, because screw the SEC for just wanting to hog it all. That's not that nobody ever thinks about the betterment of the sport. And this is actually going to make the sport better. Now, it's going to hurt the group of 5 schools because if everybody's who are they going to play now? I get that.
And the dregs of the Big 12.
Sure. Exactly. Who knows where they're going to end up. But for the future of these 3 conferences, it's the right thing to do.
The Big 12 sitting over there like, whoa.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Bowlesby.
No. What are we doing around here?
Did we not get that
guys?
call? We didn't get the Texas
we can be in the alliance too.
Man, all of college
Texas
football just schemed to collectively tell the Big 12 to bend over. I mean, it's just brutal.
Texas Tech, Baylor, Kansas State.
Like,
sorry,
this
guys.
is ridiculous.
Sorry.
Why are we even going to watch?
Yeah, they're going to have an alliance with like the Sun Belt and whoever else. Yeah, the American. Yeah, the MAC.
Yeah. So at 2:00, we'll wait to hear more about the details of what they're going to do.
But kudos to them for trying to get out front and try to take the sport back a little bit.
I would like the opportunity. Sean says he would rather go to College Station or Baton Rouge in September for football than Seattle or Columbus. But there are other places in the Pac-12 that are absolutely beautiful settings. And I would say that in terms of tradition, that kind of stuff, I like all of college football. This is to your larger point. I love the landscape of college football. I like going. It was a joy to go to Oklahoma when we went. The chance to get out of the ACC and play some games in any of the Power 5 conferences always excites me.
You want to go back to Wazoo is what you want to do.
They've had 100, whatever they had, 75 years. They've never played at Texas A&M as far as I can remember, not in my lifetime. And they haven't played in Baton Rouge in 31 years. So it's not like those were upcoming. It's not like you're being something's been taken away. They clearly weren't making a point to go play in Baton Rouge or College Station or anywhere else anyway.
Eric tipping. We're going to be rich by the end of the show, everybody.
Sweet.
This is a beautiful thing. What's up, Jeff? Ira, Corey, motley crew of Warchant. Let's go Noles. It's going to be an exciting year. I'm ready for college football this weekend. This year's Noles team going to surprise everybody. 11 days to go to take down the
I thought
Irish.
he was going to say 11-1.
Woo! Stunning surprise
we're
indeed.
Casey Weldon days away. Devin Bush days away.
It's
I love Devin Bush, by the way.
Great player.
Yeah, he was a great
player. I was listening to you guys, you and Jeff, you and Tom. You are Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
You and Tom talking yesterday on the JCS.
Yeah.
Not 3 to 6.
No, it's 1 to 3.
Right,
so
it's 1 to 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
1 to 3, yeah.
But still on the air.
What's in that time slot that you left?
Oh, I don't know what's going on over there right now.
National stuff until they pull the plug.
Yeah, on the 31st they pull the plug, and then you can sing the gospel.
But you guys were talking about the game a little bit from a sporting perspective, and the line really is only like 8. It's not.
It's gone down too, right?
There's a perception that this is like David and Goliath. And to your point earlier, Notre Dame is not last year's Notre Dame.
No, not at all.
So, it wouldn't be
it's not going to be a stunning upset.
And you
win,
remember
Florida State wins.
It was it 2 years ago? Satterfield's first year at Louisville. They opened with Notre Dame, and that was a terrible Louisville team he took over. And they were in the game in the fourth quarter of that game.
That's
and that was a good Notre Dame team. That was a better Notre Dame team than this probably will be.
That's what in the thing that Jeff was talking about. We did with the Notre Dame site. Their editor or whatever, the blueandgreen.com or whatever, said that blueandgold.com. They got green, they like the green.
Yeah.
But he was saying that they haven't, the last few years, they haven't had good openers. Like they've started slow, and that was with Ian Book, who I liked. I mean,
he's
I know
okay.
he's not. I like him.
I like him a little bit
more than I like him a little more than Jack Cohn.
Yeah. Well, I would agree with you there. I would point out, because I'm contractually obligated to do so, if we mention that somebody works for Notre Dame, covers Notre Dame, anything that would indicate they live in that dump of a town, I have to point it out. For Tom Wayne, that it's a dump of a town.
If you've been there,
I have.
The campus is nice. The town, it just, come on, man, what are we doing
Struggling.
There? It's like you expect Dennis Hopper to show up.
Yeah.
It is a straight, just grimy, gray Indiana town with an awesome school right in the middle of it, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like
that stadium kind of sucks.
Those towns sound so much nicer in Mellencamp songs.
Yeah.
But
no,
in practice,
they all flee though. You ever notice how they leave and then they sing about them? They sing about
wistfully about where they were from. But why are you back there, John?
From their beautiful mansion in Los Angeles. They sing about what it was. It's Seminole Headlines 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV. Like and subscribe.
Your local news now.
Indicator County schools were shuttered on Monday as countywide digital learning ramps up today. The district announced Friday that COVID-related staffing shortages forced the move to all digital learning. Seminole County schools have also announced the district will transition to a system-wide distance learning model beginning tomorrow until Tuesday, September 7th. SES says today will be a transition day and students will not attend school nor have instruction. Learning will resume on Wednesday. Officers were called to the 3100 block of Glenwood Drive around 10 p.m. Saturday about a robbery. The victim got in an argument with a suspect. The suspect grabbed the victim's purse and iPhone. At the same time, a gun dropped out of the suspect's waistband. The suspect picked up the gun and pointed it at the victim, threatening to kill them. Officers found a car matching the suspect's vehicle description in the 200 block of Americana Street. Officers also managed to find the victim's belongings and a stolen gun on the scene. This is Rachel Anae with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Scattered thunderstorms likely this afternoon. Otherwise, a blend of clouds and sun. Highs around 88. Winds out of the south, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Lows dip down to about 74. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms likely. Highs level off around 87. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 91.
Hi, this is Rowdy Lawson from Lawson & Lawson Electric. Let's talk about your 2021 hurricane preparedness plan. Are you prepared? Do you have a plan for when the power goes out? A Cummins home standby generator is more affordable than you think. At Lawson & Lawson Electric, we can help you with your home and your business. There's no job too big or too small. We stand by every job we do and consider it a privilege to be recognized as the best in Tallahassee. Give us a call at 562-4111 or online at llelectrical.com.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Greg Greg Tish.
Tuesday morning, be sure to tune in to the Greg Tish Show right here on Tallahassee's only locally owned radio station, Real Talk 93.3. Maddie, we got Dana Brooks coming in, Terry Madigan coming in. We're going to set down some gasoline. We're going to set down some matches, and we're going to walk away as Dana and Terry have a real conversation.
That doesn't really sound safe.
It'll be fine. We're going to walk away from it.
We're not even going to look back.
6 a.m. right here, Real Talk 93.3.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3.
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
You know, it should be mentioned here because it's alongside another story, but I'll ask this question because we were asked a moment ago. Mark, thank you. Appreciate it. Show this real quick. Jeff, Ira, Corey, are they going to require negative tests or a vax card to get in to the games? Now, the reason I'm sure he's asking that question, and I should point out that it happened, it was news today, LSU is in fact putting really pretty rigorous protocols in place, if you think about it. And I have to admit, I'm somewhat surprised that that's happening at LSU.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm flabbergasted.
This is the story. They will require anyone attending Tiger Stadium who is 12 years of age or older to provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 PCR test taken within the last 72 hours. That according to the university. So that has happened. I mean, we've had these stories, and we don't like to get into the weeds with COVID talk. It's not what we want to do here.
And we definitely don't want y'all to do it on the chat.
Yeah, but the point would be that is news, and it does affect the world of college football, and protocols are being announced daily now, both from conferences and universities. So far, Florida State has not made that announcement.
No, they won't. And I think what's more likely is that the governor's office will put out a statement, like Tennessee, one of Tennessee's government officials put out a statement letting everybody know we're not going to be doing that in Balls country.
Yeah.
And I think DeSantis, the same thing. I mean, it's not going to happen in Florida. I don't think they can't have vaccine passports.
It's funny. The chat basically
imagine the Cajuns though showing up. Some of them probably have, they live a different life out there. Some of those guys, and they show up with their tickets to go into the game, and they're like, "Do you have your vax card?" And
I guarantee you, those are physical tickets.
Oh, absolutely!
Those are
yes, they're absolutely. They got the book. They're ripping them out for each game. Yeah, they're not. They're not scanning a cell phone.
All right, enough.
You think the whole stadium is made up of cast members from
that Swamp Show
or Adam Sandler's?
Yeah.
I mean,
I like Baton Rouge a lot.
Yeah,
it's the surrounding areas of Louisiana that Corey is referencing, and not all surrounding areas.
Sure,
and not all people.
Look, every state has them, but LSU has a few too, and they're going to be a little surprised when they get to the turnstile after a 4.5 hour wait, apparently, to get in the stadium.
Be
like, what do you have?
Yeah,
what
get
you
there early for kickoff, gang. I mean, goodness gracious.
Checking bags makes those lines take forever. I can't even imagine.
But the chat room seems to think that we have indicated Jordan Travis is going to start, and we haven't.
We have not.
But he's looked, in my eyes, like he's certainly a serious consideration at this point.
And we don't make the call.
No.
You know what I mean? We're not. It's not our decision, but
also, we have said this repeatedly, and I think it's important to note, it doesn't. I don't know. Mike Norvell is not going to tell anybody before this game who's playing quarterback, who's starting a quarterback, and it really doesn't matter because I do think, like I said earlier in the show, they're both going to play. They're both going to play and both play a lot.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter for Notre Dame's prep if they knew for sure one way or the other, but they're not going to. I think all of us would say when spring started, we probably thought Jordan Travis was the starter. I did anyway. I thought when camp started, after watching the spring, I thought Jordan Travis was probably number one, and I haven't seen anything to deviate from that opinion.
And I thought what we saw at the end of spring was, okay, Jordan didn't make as dramatic of a jump from the start of spring to the end of spring. Mackenzie did, because he hadn't played football.
And you thought he would just keep
you thought that ascent would continue all offseason. I don't know that it has. I don't know that he looks a whole lot better today than I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying, than he did at the end of the spring.
Here's what we don't know. We don't know.
Whereas Jordan, I think, has continued to get better.
Yeah.
And the reason that there will be speculation is, A, this has been a close competition. B, Mike Norvell's not going to make that announcement, so it leaves room for people to speculate. And C, because McKenzie has done it before under the lights and put up big passing numbers, and because he looked good doing that in the spring game, once the game was actually played, there is this kind of assumption that maybe no matter how well Jordan Travis plays, they're still going to want to make sure they get a good look at McKenzie Milton when the games. I'm not saying first snap. I don't care about that. I'm just saying when the games start, you want to put him in, because what if he is that? What if he's just a guy that just doesn't practice well? For years, Jimbo would point out Jameis never practiced well.
But it's funny. Like, fans love the idea of a gamer. Coaches hate the idea of a gamer because they want to see. They want to know what they're going to have. And so when a guy is not that, I mean, at some point you have to recognize it. I get UCF did. So that's part of it. But yeah, I mean, that's why I think he'll play. And, and as the season goes on, whoever's more productive will then continue to take more.
What'll be interesting to me is when one of them struggles for 3 series in a row and they don't, a couple punts and a turnover, or, 1 field goal and 3 drives, how much are you itching to go to the other guy to see if he has the magic that day? They're not normally in a position where you have 4 quarterbacks on your roster that have all started a game, but you have 2 guys that you probably feel pretty darn confident about. If one of them is struggling, is it like a starting pitcher where you're like, hey, it's just not his day, let me go get my best reliever right now so we can win this game? Or do you let him try to work his way out of it? And how much of is Norvell going to be itching? Like if Milton is struggling, say, and the rush is getting to him, and you're like, okay, well, if you're rushing this guy, go try to tackle 13 for a while. Or vice versa, if Travis is struggling and can't make some throws maybe, or just isn't seeing it well, you put in a Heisman finalist almost. Well, that's an interesting dynamic that will probably take place all season.
And I think what's going to be taking place in the fan base is anytime there's an empty series for either one of them.
Fancy.
Seen enough. Seen enough.
Yeah.
Get 13 in there.
Well, and both of them, no matter who it is going to be behind a average offensive line at best. So they're I mean, that's not going to be a good offensive line. They'll be better. And they are making strides.
Yeah. How about serviceable?
Serviceable is good.
Yeah. Is that below average?
I think it's another
below
way
average?
of saying average, but it's not the word average. Like if you said solid, that to me implies good. If you're a solid,
I didn't venture anywhere near solid.
No, but I think serviceable says what you want to say without casting.
It ain't going to be 2019 or 2018.
Right. Those were, I would dare say, below average.
Those were sorry ass offensive
That's one way to say it.
Sorry ass
below serviceable. They were non-serviceable.
Awful, embarrassingly bad.
It's funny, man. I was watching one of the freshman offensive linemen today in a drill. They were doing a one-on-one drill, and one of the freshman offensive linemen going up against an older defensive lineman, and he literally barely got a hand on the guy, like just barely touched him. And I was thinking, you know what? Like this is a one-on-one drill, and he's a freshman. We were seeing that in games.
Yeah.
Like
all across the line. Scrimmage.
They
were all getting barely lines.
Turnstiles.
Barely hands on. Yeah.
So
they're
come a long way.
So they're serviceable. They're serviceable. And next step is solid.
Somebody suggests decent.
No, decent again.
Decent seems like it's a
little bit of a jump.
You're not ready to go to decent.
Serviceable is what you're looking for. Last year, I would say it was serviceable. It was a little less.
No.
You're right.
It was not. No.
You're right. And it's hard to know how much Travis's legs
a lot
completely changed the complexion of that offensive line and what they did. If they can get to serviceable from where they are, I think that's a really good sign.
And the advanced metrics do tell you what they were in obvious passing downs. They could not block.
No.
So the pressure rates, if you look that up on 3rd and long and 2nd and long, any obvious passing down, they didn't block anybody.
Yeah.
That sometimes happens, by the way. You are allowed to block somebody even if they know you're passing.
Yeah.
It does happen at other places. It would be nice, where a guy takes the, allotted 3 to 4 seconds to read a defense and make a play. Yeah. Let somebody come open.
But, and that's one of the things that I thought was positive in the video that we did yesterday, the roundtable discussion, which was positive.
I thought it was overwhelmingly positive.
Was the part about
positive. Pollyanna,
we need to get
stuff.
We need to get some negativity in there.
If you look at the overall pieces on the offense, I don't know that you have superstars really anywhere.
No, you don't.
But offensive line, we're saying we think is going to be better.
Yep. Quarterback play
is going to be better.
Yep.
I think could be substantially better. Receiver play is going to be better.
Yeah.
It is, man. Last year, they were throwing guys out there that would play full games.
Yeah, I'm just talking about going into the season. You thought
Warren Thompson was starting games last season.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and then tight ends.
Keyshawn was at 80%.
Yeah, he wasn't himself.
Yeah. I was out here just rolling Warren Thompson like that.
Tight end's going to be, he's walking out of Arkansas. Tight end's going to be better. And I think running backs. So, I mean, they're going to be better across the board. So, while you may not have marquee guys here or there, I think across the board you're going to be better. So I think the offense is going to be considered.
And I should say this today. I thought Andrew Parchment was the best receiver on the field today.
Very good
practice. This was his best
That
practice.
is a very important development because that hasn't been the case. He hasn't been consistent.
He made you weren't down there. We were at the end zone. He caught a back shoulder throw in the end zone. Really nice diving catch to keep his feet in. And Norvell screamed, "Hey, breaking alert at practice. Florida State can throw and catch. Florida State can throw and catch." And then the very next play, I think Burrell caught one on a fade in the corner of the end zone. Really nice throw. And he did it again. Get it down. Florida State 2 in a row. They can throw and catch. Well, so that was that. But the play by Parchment was a really, really impressive play.
He's kind of making fun of himself because like last week he made that comment.
Yeah.
That he said something. I remember Tom.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Like, we can actually throw and catch.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the air. I cracked up laughing. I was like, man, the bar is low, boys. He's like, we can throw it and catch it.
And then there was a play that was overthrown. It was actually good coverage by Noles because that's what he does. And I caught it on the bounce. I caught it. It was actually a great play. Had a phone in my right hand. Caught it with my left hand. I'm right-handed.
Not as good as the guy who caught his baby while holding the beer and then also caught the foul ball.
The risk first reward there
Next
wasn't
level.
smart. So I caught it with the left hand, and Norvell goes, "Corey Clark catching the ball too. Everybody's catching it out here. Everybody's catching it." I thought that was really funny.
By the way, the guys in the chat want to point out that they are very impressed that you're flexing the ACC shirt today.
Represent
conference pride. Conference pride.
Not the Alliance.
It's Alliance Day.
Yeah.
So I should have brought. I don't know why I'm
Big
not wearing my
news
ACC
on the horizon.
shirt.
I have a beautiful ACC shirt that goes back years. Like when we went up to North Carolina, and I forgot it.
I still got the bumper sticker on my car, but I
got
can't
the
bring
hat
that in.
still too.
Yeah, I got a hat.
They should go like NWO style and like
Get robes?
like get some sort of new logo for the
three of
Alliance.
them
for the Alliance.
Yes.
And they come dressed
It should
in
just
like
be called the Alliance. That's badass.
like Hollywood Hogan. One of them could be wearing a do-rag.
Well, listen, somebody would say, listen,
One of the commissioners.
My school is in the SEC, and then we would go, well, we belong to the Alliance.
Exactly.
That sounds vastly superior
That
to
does,
the SEC.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in the one little conference.
Oh, how
Great.
cute of you. We're in the Alliance. Yeah. It's Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
Did you know metal roofs' survivability far exceeds that of traditional shingle roofs? It's time to consider a metal roof from Metal Roofing Sales of Tallahassee. We provide the best quality, least expensive material and accessories in the area, as well as material pickup and delivery. Our painted panels qualify for the City of Tallahassee's low-interest Energy Star loan program also. And don't forget about our veteran and law enforcement discount. Give Metal Roofing Sales a call today at 536-9123, 536-9123.
I call Swain Pools and Spas. Now I'm soaking up the fun when I want to.
Swain Pools and Spas is your pool and spa everything store. Swain sells them, Swain repairs them, Swain renovates them, Swain services them. Swain even has pool and spa supplies. And they'll test your water too. Look for the big Swain sign on Tharp Street. Call them at 386-7113 or online at SwainPools.com.
Swain Pools and Spas.
When you're looking to get anything done, chances are you've got a guy for that. And when it comes to your car truck repairs, the team at Tallahassee Car Care are your guys. The kind of guys that have motor oil running through their veins. The kind of guys that prefer grease remover over frou-frou flowery scented soaps. And these guys will tell you the truth with no fluff. When your car truck needs any kind of repairs, look for Tallahassee Car Care on West Tharp Street, right behind Swain Pools and Spas. Tallahassee Car Care.
The best happy hour in Tallahassee just got happier. Wednesdays at Wahoo Seafood Grill, enjoy half-off appetizers from 3 to 7 p.m. Calamari, boom boom shrimp, gator tails, mudbug fries, and more. All half price from 3 to 7 p.m. every Wednesday. And if you're looking for a fresh lunch to break up the day, Wahoo serves up fresh fish tacos, sandwiches, and po' boys all week long for under $10. Visit Wahoo Seafood Grill today on North Monroe Street. Check out the full menu and order online at wahooseafoodgrill.com.
Football season is back, and that means it's time for the 72nd annual Tallahassee Quarterback Club Kickoff Dinner, featuring Florida State football head coach Mike Norvell. It all starts this Tuesday, August 24th at the University Center Club at Doak Campbell Stadium. Doors open at 5:30 p.m., and guests will enjoy live entertainment, great fellowship, an incredible dinner, and a chance to win tickets to the Champions Club for FSU's home opener versus Notre Dame. Tickets are limited, so buy yours now at TallahasseeQBClub.com.
If you weren't the owner of Gordo's and all those wonderful restaurants, Eddie, what would you be doing?
You know, I think I'd want to be I don't know what I'd want to be, a boat captain or a cowboy.
Do you know how to use a lasso?
No.
You'd have to do that if you were a cowboy.
Yeah, but I've never even been on a horse. It's not my place to be on a horse.
I agree. And the horse thanks you.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
Jeff, Ira, and Corey, does this help get us out of the GOR and make more money?
We don't think so.
Not
they might make more
initially.
money, but I don't think it's just because they're doing this, they're not going to blow up the grant of rights. But I do think the idea is if you have that kind of scheduling, that plays a big role in, because one of the problems, like Florida State has changed their scheduling the last few years. I mean, we see it. They've got scheduled home and homes with Georgia, LSU,
except they're not home and homes.
Well, but for some of them,
Georgia will be. Thank goodness.
And I think Alabama. I think, but anyway, so they're upping their scheduling, but not every school in the conference is. Like NC State. Part of the reason NC State wins 8-9 games every year is because they don't play anybody out of conference. Well, now they're all going to have to, which will help the TV deal. But something like this will definitely help the TV deal. But it just,
also
it's
they
not gonna
vote
blow
on
it up.
what you're expanding the playoff, and you're going to be voting in unison with because you're part of the alliance, the Great Alliance.
The alliance, yes.
You're going to be. It's going to be 3-1 at least on every voting measure because you feel like you're all going to have your ducks in a row. What I wonder about though is the flipping Rose Bowl, man. Now is the ACC tied down with that stupid bowl that's dominated this sport for 100 years.
Best stadium in football.
Sure.
They need to send our ass out there.
But
as
the
often
reason
as
we didn't have
possible.
the reason Florida State doesn't have 4 national championships more than they do is because the Rose Bowl wouldn't allow a playoff 30 years ago.
But I think part of this, the alliance is I think they want to put more emphasis on the conferences having more say and power than the bowl games. In terms of who plays when and all that. So it could be.
Man, I'm in for playing games out in the Rose Bowl. Just saying that.
UCLA play UCLA in September.
Yes, let's go.
We didn't know how good we had it those 2 years in a row.
Man, take a train ride out
we'd
there.
be back every year.
Yeah, where's the national championship next year? Where are they going to be?
Let's go. Yeah, how quickly it goes away. Well, that's Miami fans. They thought 20 plus years ago they were feeling good, and then
not so much anymore.
A whole lot of nothing since joining the mighty ACC. It's been a tough road.
They made a championship game one year.
Once.
I don't remember how that game went.
I think you do.
I think
you know.
They did not win.
They did not win that game. No.
Did they score a touchdown?
They have not won the ACC championship since arriving at the conference.
That's true.
They have not won it. Hard to win it when you can't get to that game.
Right.
But one time.
Well, when you're in the mighty Coastal, though.
when they first got in, they started wearing this all Canes conference shirt.
Oh yeah. And I would like to own one of those just to wear it every time we play. Yeah, that'd be great.
You don't see them as much anymore.
No, you don't. I do. I have kind of the one. Somebody pointed out here, if we only win 6 games, then it means we probably didn't beat anybody of consequence. And I'm like, well, baby steps. But to his point, if you win 7, you're going to have to beat somebody who's good. Somebody in there, you would have to beat somebody decent. Let's hope it's Miami. Let's end that silly streak. You feel like that streak has only gotten fat because of how, we've been over here lost in the wilderness for some time now, and we still had a game 1 down there. Willie had the game 1 of all
and the
things.
year before, James Blackman of all people led a last-minute touchdown drive, and then you let who was their quarterback? In 17?
My God, yeah, I forgot.
It wasn't Kaya. He was actually decent. It was somebody, Stephen Morris or somebody who.
It was somebody awful.
Whoever you guys know, whoever the quarterback was for Miami in 17, led them right back down the field. And then T-Mac, Tavares McFadden is in man-to-man.
Beat by a receiver nobody's ever heard of.
Bump coverage with 11 seconds left. The whole thing just made no sense. So they gifted them
Derwin
2
James
of those wins.
covering the tight end and man coverage.
Covering the tight end at the 20, running a crossing route. Meanwhile, the guy winning the game.
I like that still angers you because I remember when it angered you back then. When you talk about it now, I can hear it. It's bubbling up. You're still really frustrated.
I don't understand it. Why not be? There's like 14 seconds left. They don't have any timeouts. They're going to take a shot at the end zone, then try to kick a game-tying field goal.
Yes.
Why in the world are you playing bump and run out wide? And your best player, the best player in the country, is up covering a tight end that is in no consequence.
No.
The whole thing.
And then, the Willie debacle was just as maddening.
Well, I was there.
Kept giving the ball.
That game was over.
The game is over. Yeah.
On that 3rd and long, the only way Miami gets back in the game was a strip sack.
Yeah.
So why are you dropping it back?
I screamed it before it happened. I was standing with Matt Britton, and I said, "Oh my God, they're going to drop him back."
Why would you drop him back? Is he going to complete that pass?
On 3rd down, we should quarterback sneak it and punt.
Yes.
This game is over.
You should just punt it.
The game is over.
Could have punted on 3rd down.
Their offense was horrible.
Yeah. Then they figured out because they, out of desperation, just throw the jump ball.
Yeah.
And we had no chance to ever make a play on the football at any point.
That was a tough one. That was a tough one for old Willie.
Ja'Cory Harris, sorry ass, that led that drive?
No, that was 12 years ago, man. That was the one in 09.
Trayon Harris?
It was wasn't it the kid? Was the kid from
the kid
Atlanta?
from
it wasn't Brad Kaya?
Williams? No. It wasn't Kaya. Who?
It was one of those slappies.
I'll look it up. Guys, you go on with the show.
Rozier?
No.
Wasn't Rozier? I think it was Rozier.
I don't know.
I think it was.
Was it I was gonna say Bruno Kirby. That's not it. Well, he was the actor in The Godfather.
I don't think it was him.
Didn't they have a kid named Kirby or Kirby Freeman?
No,
I know that was before that. That was the Xavier Lee game. Think of all the slappies Miami's had at quarterback.
You should be like Steve Walsh.
Yeah, no, he was good. I'm going through all the terrible quarterbers Miami.
Are you having a stroke?
Yeah, Bruno Kirby. Might as well have been Bruno Kirby. Kirby Freeman.
Bruno Mars.
It was Rozier. It was Rozier.
Oh, for the 18 game.
The 17 game.
Oh, was it really? That's crazy.
Yes, it was the 17. It was a bum.
Yeah, well, that's just it.
But that's it was unbelievable.
And it was Bruno Kirby that led him down the field against Xavier Lee that year too in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's crazy.
This has been too good. I'm just going to start blurting out Miami names.
But you're naming like okay ones. Like they had awful ones.
Yeah, most of what I just named was not good, other than Steve Walsh.
Yeah, Steve Walsh was good. Frank Costa
good.
was at least okay, right?
They had a not good quarterback win a Heisman, for goodness sakes, and a nice guy.
That's true because Lee Corso touted him up over Marshall Faulk and Garrison Hurst,
which is insane.
Yeah,
I'm still I still shake my head with that. That's the music. Headliner questions forthcoming.
Go Canes.
Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Tallahassee's Real Talk Station. 93.3 WVFT, Gretna, Tallahassee.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. President Biden says he won't extend the deadline for removing all U.S. troops from Afghanistan beyond August 31st. Correspondent Bob Agnew has details in this report.
A spokesman for the administration says the president will follow the advice of officials at the Pentagon that more time is not needed to evacuate American citizens and civilians. Previously, the president had said U.S. forces would remain into September if needed to complete the pullout. His latest comments come after the Taliban warned of what it called a reaction if the deadline goes unmet. Both Republican and Democrat lawmakers have expressed doubts about the likelihood of completing the job by August 31st. Bob Agnew reported.
President Biden and fellow group of 7 leaders have met virtually. That meeting comes amid widespread unhappiness among some of the U.S. close allies about the president's handling of the Afghanistan withdrawal. Complaints have come from Britain, France, Germany, and others in the G7. Also at townhall.com, now that the U.S. has finally approved Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine, can we see light at the end of the COVID tunnel? Rita Foley reports.
Dr. Anthony Fauci is answering that question.
You know, it's going to depend on us. It really is. It's in our hands. Our fate is in our own hands.
He tells the Today Show.
I've said a couple of times, if we do it right and get through the winter, I hope as we get to the spring of 2022, we'll be there. I hope so. It's up to us.
What about kids under the age of 12? When will they be able to get vaccinated?
Hopefully by the mid-late fall and early winter.
Dr. Anthony Fauci on the Today Show. I'm Rita Foley.
Stocks are higher as energy prices help push oil and gas companies higher, and the approval of the COVID-19 vaccine providing support for the market. The Dow is up 94 points, the NASDAQ 71 points higher. More at townhall.com.
Right now, people are home with their pets more often, and I think especially with the shedding, they're more cognizant of what's going on and that it's an actual issue.
Olive got some skin issues. He gets really going and scratching.
Excessive shedding, a lot of just scratching and itching.
Digging, scratching, and itching, and biting. On top of that, he was starting to get black buildup in his ears.
DINOVITE.com.
I just heard the Dynavite commercial so many times that I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I ordered it and tried it, and it worked.
We started Dynavite, and in our first box, we noticed a difference, especially with the shedding.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
We've got 4 dogs, all different ages, all different sizes, and they've all just responded really well to the Dynavite, and they all love it.
We will be using Dynavite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
We order our Dynavite from Dynavite.com. DINOVITE.com.
Hey Tallahassee, this is Sarah with Seminole Auto Glass. There's so much more to auto glass than most people know. With the technology these days, lane departure, keep assist, forward collision, that camera is attached to your windshield. When the windshield gets replaced, it needs to be reset, and that's called recalibration. And Seminole Auto Glass was the first to offer it here. We offer drop-off service or mobile service if available.
Don't forget about customer service.
Oh yeah, we have the best customer service in town, and a $50 gift card with your windshield through insurance. We're more than just a glass company. We are your local auto glass experts. Better call Seminole.
Warchant.com is the ultimate inside source for FSU football and recruiting. Get in on the action for free for an entire month. Warchant.com is offering a risk-free 30-day trial subscription just by entering the promo code WARCHANT30. That's WARCHANT30. Get in on the world's most active FSU message boards. Receive breaking news, stories from our award-winning staff, plus get exclusive interviews and videos. Just enter the promo code WARCHANT30. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source.
It's time for Seminole Headlines, featuring Warchant.com's Jeff Cameron, managing editor Ira Schofel, and senior writer Corey Clark. Your weekly dose of all things FSU, pistols, and pies starts right now. Here's Jeff Cameron.
Hour number 2, as we get a chance to get to headliner questions. Now there's an avenue of 3. We've got the chat, we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter questions are what we're going to begin with, by the way, this hour should be noted. Shout out to our good friend, Dr. Birch. As we look here, by the way, I can't help but start with this one because you're right to my right, piercing eyes. You want Twitter? Here you go. Here's Twitter. I know you can't predict turnover luck, but it seems the defense is making a point about getting turnovers in practice. Have you fellas noticed the defense making a lot of plays on the ball in practice? Who wants this one?
Ira, you go. You watched more practice last week than I did.
The whole, they're making a big deal about it because mostly on social media, they put out these graphics every time there's a turnover.
Mission takeaway.
Yeah. And so, or
operation takeaway.
They have had a decent number of turnovers. A lot of them are, I would say 75% of them are either bad plays on the offense or, kind of routine defense. It's not like you're seeing a ton of ball hawks all around the defense, but there have been some really nice plays. Kevin Noles had that acrobatic, jumping one-handed interception last week. We've seen a couple diving. Shaheem Brown's had a couple diving.
He gets one every practice.
He does.
Yeah.
So there has been some, but yeah, I think it seems that way maybe a little bit more because of the graphics.
But one thing you got to take into account too is that, you got to figure that if you have a better pass rush, there's going to be some strip sacks that are not a part of obviously August football at all. They're not even touching the guys in green. So it'll be interesting to see if Jermaine Johnson gets 4 or 5 of those this year. That's just something that happens on the backside of a quarterback sack a lot. So, and those used to happen at Florida State.
Would 7 wins in a top 10 class get Norvell's contract extended?
Why are you doing that, huh? Well,
he is recruiting exceptionally well, obviously, and if you get 7 wins, I would tell you that is a hugely successful.
But then, what do you do when he gets?
Also keep that class.
What do you do when he gets 10 wins? Hey, they're going to keep the class either. Oh, you're talking about the 7 wins would.
Yeah, the 7 wins would keep the
contract
class.
Extension won't keep that. Doesn't.
No. I'm talking about the recruiting class
because that's what the coaches sell to the ADs and the presidents. I need my extension so we can recruit. I
need to look back and see if it was a 5-year deal or a 6-year deal. He didn't get renewed. They didn't add another year after last season. If it was a 5-year deal and that gets you down to 3 years, I could see it possibly. I wouldn't.
But who are you bidding against, right? It's just the reality. If you have to bid with someone, give them an extension. If you have to bid for someone,
if somebody comes calling.
If not, just ride out the deal, man. You signed a contract. That's not how sports works.
Who do each of you see the youngster of both offense and defense having the biggest impact this year? Okay, sorry, I read that poorly, but the youngest players that are on this roster that are going to get significant playing time on both sides of the ball, who's going to have an impact?
I'm going to say Kevin Noles on defense.
Yeah, that seems the
I would have gone there to Shaheem Brown's another one.
He's not far behind them, but I just
right there
because of cornerback. I think Kevin Noles might have a better.
And then on offense, Malik McClain obviously would be the youngster you'd have to point to.
Yeah, Yep, those are good choices, buddy.
Yeah, I think Malik McClain will be in that top 5.
Travis Hunter, does he count? We can't count him yet.
God, I can't wait to count him.
Holy moly! Did you see the highlights from his game on Saturday?
He is unreal.
So
I don't get excited about recruits, and I'm excited about that kid.
There was a story on Rivals, right? About is he the best athlete in Rivals ranking history? So there's a chance he's maybe the number 1 receiver and DB in the country.
DB, yeah.
Also,
you have to play him both ways, right?
You have to. I've already started beating that drum. You got to. Why would you limit him? He's an alpha through and through. He wants to do it. He's in incredible shape. He's an elite athlete. I mean, I'm not saying that he's out there at every snap of every game, but
you put him. I think, man, I just think you see what he does on offense, and you don't have a lot of dudes like that. Let him be a receiver and play third down corner.
Go through the years.
Let him play nickel on
where
third
there
down.
have been players like that. Georgia had one where you go through and you find those kind of dynamic guys. 9 times out of 10, they're able.
Trey
to
McKitty?
No.
Oh.
They're able to do it. There've been a lot of guys. Now, listen, they're not out there for 80 snaps on offense, but they make an impact.
He'll also right now he's the number 1 recruit in the country. If they sign him,
when they sign him,
it'll only be the second time they've had the number 1 recruit in the country. Ernie Sims was number 1 recruit.
What about Low Book? I thought Lorenzo Booker was number 1.
Not according to Rival.
Oh, okay.
Might have been ESPN or somebody. Also, Norvell's got a 6-year deal, so I don't think
the extension's not going to. By the way,
folks, if you're watching us on YouTube, go search Collins Hill Brookwood highlights and go watch not now. After this is over, go do that and watch Travis Hunter because that's incredible. What he's
sensational.
Yeah,
he's no. Every time I watch it, I go. Not only is he stunningly good, he is the linchpin of the class.
Yeah,
he's the guy out there recruiting everybody.
He's got a big personality. Yeah,
huge. He's dynamic, and everybody signs up to be a part of that. They want to play alongside him. He's out there, and he's been unwavering. There hasn't been a single moment where he's suggested, nothing.
So you have to hold. I mean, you sell it to him like, dude, you're playing both ways. Like, get ready for that. We're gonna figure it out. We want to play you 75 snaps a game.
You would have to tell him. I mean, he's the one telling you that.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm coming to play both ways.
But I'm telling the coaches. Travis Hunter's playing both ways.
Yes.
I'm saying that. Don't get cute and say we're just going to limit him. Be like Shohei just pitching.
Yeah.
Like, let him do both, man. He is a unique.
We would have missed out on the modern Babe Ruth that
right.
we've seen this year if they had done that with Shohei. When does FSU become an alliance member, and what road trip are you looking forward to the most?
We just got the email. It's officially announced. The alliance is here to stay.
Boom.
But yeah, I mean, those games and when it take, as we said earlier,
did it delve into what it actually means in the short term, Ira, the alliance email?
Well, it just says that I mean, it's basically what we talked about earlier. But
they're going to try to figure out some scheduling and work together.
So for like some sports, like men's and women's basketball and some other sports, it's going to go into effect like right away. Those schedules are done year by year.
Right.
But these football schedules, so many of these are done so many years in advance. They can't.
But I think they might. Especially if there's a way to like tell Georgia, sorry, we're not doing that anymore. Screw you, SEC. We're going to do a home and home with Ohio State instead, or a home and home in Washington.
But there's a financial,
maybe not Ohio State.
I think Indiana, maybe, or Purdue.
Purdue might be the way you go right now. Northwestern,
Northwestern might win 10 games.
You go to Chicago. That's maybe not Ohio State. That's not what you replace.
It also costs you money.
You're ambitious. I like that, Corey.
It costs you money to get out of those contracts. So they're not.
You know who's sucked for a long time now? Let's just schedule them because I have faith they'll stay that way. Michigan. Let's do it again. Let's go back.
Florida State owns Michigan.
Yeah.
So every time
let's
Florida
run it
State
back.
plays Michigan. Yeah, that's right.
Unless it's basketball.
Well, hey, it's a good point. Good point.
Oh, the frustration.
Yeah,
I see it wash over you as well. All right, I got to get to this one because I failed. Well, is there even a question? There is. And a tip from Eric. Thank you, Eric. We can go 8-4. A Notre Dame team who lost a lot, overrated. A North Carolina team who lost a whole lot, overrated. And a North Carolina State team led by... No, Bailey Hockman's not starting a quarterback for them.
He's gone.
Where is he now? Where'd he go?
Southern
Arkansas.
Southern
Arkansas State. Something like that.
So y'all don't know?
Somewhere. Basically.
Yeah.
He downgraded.
Oh, yes.
They actually have a good quarterback at NC State.
He's
only
slowly...
played 4
he's on the right track, though. I mean, his track has stayed consistent. He goes from Florida State under Jimbo to NC State under Doran to now we don't know where he is, somewhere in Arkansas.
DJ writes, do you think the attention Travis Hunter gets might change Marvin Jones Jr. mind about coming to FSU? No, why?
Bailey's going to Middle Tennessee State, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
What now?
Why would the attention Travis Hunter gets affect Marvin Jones Jr.'s choice?
I wouldn't think. I mean, it is ironic though.
Are they saying like that would convince Marvin to come?
I would think that, but I don't think that's the intent of the question.
He's
like
not the
he
number
wants
one
the
guy.
limelight.
I mean, I think great players want to play with other great players.
Yeah.
I would think he'd be really excited about having the number one player in the country.
What
in his
is
class.
interesting, and again, I just mentioned Travis Hunter being the number one recruit in the country in Rivals in 247. There's another website coming out on3.com that has Marvin Jones Jr. as the number one player in the country.
Wow,
so you
really?
could have, if Marvin Jones Jr. ends up at FSU, you could have two number one.
I mean, that
recruits
shouldn't be an if at this point. Shade Tree. I mean, what are you? I know you're watching. You're
we
big
don't
Warchant
listen.
fan.
He's not required to make that announcement just now. It may very well be a done deal, Corey.
Can we get it
He's
on this
on his
show?
way. It may be happening. Well, Marvin, if you're listening, you know that I've idolized you for a long time. You're my favorite player in
I wrote
Florida
a
State
column
football
about you
history.
and how much my dad loved you and how much I love you.
You need to come on the Jeff Cameron Show or Seminole Headlines, either one, and join us to announce that your son. I don't care if he comes on and out. His dad needs to come on to announce that his son is going.
And
here.
we will sign the NIL that day, like in
Forget about
studio,
it, yeah.
where whatever you need, my man, whatever you need.
I think Marvin's got money.
Well, you're probably right. But it's for his kid. It's his kid's money.
Hey, people want to know. This is about the 20th guy that's asked about Damari Tate.
Yeah, he's practicing.
Yes, he is.
He missed all of last season with an academic issue. Then he missed the spring. He got injured and missed a lot of the offseason stuff. But he's out there. He's healthy. But he's basically a true freshman because he hasn't really played till now. So he's a really talented young guy.
People are so excited about him, and it's just obviously. I mean, I get that question every day on my show as
well. He was very highly rated coming out of high school,
and he's got that size. Man,
he looked.
He can't teach,
I mean, yeah,
man.
it's funny, man. The first or second practice, one of the administrators from FSU, not a coach, but an administrator, walked in, and he goes, "Who's that?" Like right off the bat,
right. Yeah, he
looks the part.
he definitely does.
From Facebook, the Seminole Headlines page, Sean wants to know why you're not coming with me and Corey to Pensacola on Thursday when we give our much highly anticipated speech.
It really is.
Yeah.
Somebody has to stay here and do work while you guys are off gallivanting.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yep.
I'll stay here and do the work. You go
No,
ahead
I'm
and
good.
take
We
it.
already
You sure?
made
Cigar
plans.
City or two, aren't you?
Are you concerned about the fact that it's coming down to the wire on the 85% vaccination rate for FSU? Bama announced they were one person away from getting the entire program to 100%. Well, one of the things that happened yesterday is very important, Charlie. I think with the FDA's approval, you're going to see more people apt to go get it as more and more of that information gets out and the longitudinal studies are done. I think people will. So am I concerned? Of course, because it means that there's a potential that you have to forfeit games.
Yeah.
And that would concern anybody. I have other concerns that you don't want to hear me talk about, but I would just tell you, at least in terms of why I would be concerned that they're not there yet. I do think it's important now that you're seeing more and more schools make the announcement that they've reached the threshold, and more conferences are announcing that they're going to choose forfeiture for the teams that
the ACC said that.
Yes. So not only is that just logistically speaking, you need to play these games, you need to make the money, you need to go about your season without interruptions. We know that. But I also think it's important in terms of leadership. I think Mike Norvell has a responsibility here, but it's a fine line. I understand how difficult it is, but I'm saying it's being navigated correctly and done very well by many coaches around the country right now. It's possible. So it's something to note. I think I think he sounded very optimistic last week.
He sounded confident.
He did.
He sounded confident that they're going to get there. They weren't anywhere close a month ago, but they've made progress. I think from what we're hearing, they're over 70%, and they still have another couple of weeks. He said he was pretty confident.
He said he was confident. That was an important announcement, I thought. Ryan writes, fellas, unfortunately, this has been my preseason question since about the first quarter of the NC State game. What do you think this team in 17? What do you think this team does differently if they go down early to Notre Dame?
Differently?
Well, he's talking about how they have a propensity to just quit.
To the waterfall, the avalanche.
And that will be really good. I mean, not that situation is what you want.
No, you want to get out to a lead.
But those are kind of things that you're going to be watching because you want to see that it is different. I think they're going to be different, but at the same time, it's still not where it needs to be. And he's corrected. Like I've asked him that 2 or 3 times along the last few months about how far they've come in terms of that, how much more confident he is in that. And he'll always say, "Oh yeah, we've come a long way, but we're not where we need to be." So it's not like the program is totally where it needs to be in that area, but it's making progress. So I think they'll be okay. And if they get down 3 scores,
Well, and last year they just couldn't count on their offense really at all. Their offense in the second half was abysmal. I think their offense will be much better. It can't be worse in the second half than it was last year. But that gives you some confidence too that you can come back. Last year when they'd get down by 2 scores, it's like they knew they couldn't come back. I think now the quarterback play, like we've talked about, the offense should be better. They'll still have a fighting chance.
I'm a wait and see guy on that. That is the hardest thing to do, is to engender the sort of confidence and stick-to-itiveness and toughness mentally and physically to get that to flip where it's been.
Don't you think it's more of a,
really
you have
hard
to see it first to believe it, or is it believe it to see it? Like I believe it and then you see it. I don't know the chicken or the egg when it comes to that.
Ted Lasso over here.
Yeah, right. I am. A great show, everyone.
Yeah.
But I do think the fact that their offense will be better should help in that regard.
Yeah, sure. You're not out of the game just because you get down 14 points, right? I just need to see the body language improve immensely.
And a lot of
that was something last year that was really hard to watch.
Yeah, I mean, the way it manifests, it's not necessarily a collective. I guess the point Mike Norvell would make is it's not like all 11 guys not all 11 guys are going to fall apart mentally, but if 1 or 2 guys do, that ruins a play. Maybe one tackle gets down or a receiver doesn't run his route because he feels like things aren't going their way. Everybody needs to stay engaged.
Chris writes, can you actually tell a difference between one strength coach or another? Seems like it's one of the things that fans get hyped up about all the time. But y'all are on the ground seeing these guys month to month. Just curious if it's legit or overblown. I guess maybe he means the results. Yes, you can physically see the results. They're a bigger team, but they're not where they need to be.
Well,
they've got a lot of work to do.
In media, we all blow up the new strength coach, like whoever it is.
Usually they're pretty dynamic looking individuals.
Except for Taggart, right? We never talked to him. We never talked about him. Yeah, he had a little checkered past in Oregon. Yeah.
But and he didn't really have a strength conditioning certification.
Yeah. That wasn't a good hire in retrospect.
No, maybe not. But I think to me, with strength coaches, the biggest thing is, can they get guys to work hard in the weight room? That's there's some intelligence to it, but a lot of
absolutely there's a game plan. Yeah.
There's like some specific things that different coaches emphasize different things, which is all fine. But at the end of the day, can they get those guys to work as hard or harder than they think they can work?
Yeah, you want to get those guys to embrace and certainly almost celebrate the opportunity to go to the gym.
What are you benching now? What are you benching?
I don't bench as much as I used to. I can tell you that.
What could you bench? What was your peak when you were?
I remember being very, very excited. I got to a good number, nothing crazy.
Let's hear it. What are you doing? Why are you being
my goal? I only weighed 220 pounds.
You're talking about in college?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my goal was to bench 300 pounds, and I got there.
Nice. Yeah. Was that your strength coach doing it for you?
No, that was. I didn't want to look weak in front of everybody else. There's a lot of internal motivation when you go in there, man. There's a lot of guys that can throw around huge numbers. Yeah. It'll blow you away. I remember there were guys that were just freakishly strong, and I would always be like, "That son of a."
Would you take your shirt off in the weight room?
Always. I lifted naked.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
I wanted to do.
You worked out every appendix too.
I wanted everybody to get a good look.
Smart.
Look what I was working with here.
Smart.
Seminole Headlines 93.3 Real Talk Radio continues in a moment.
New deals and new specials are now available at Jerry's Famous Cigar Shop. Each week, Jerry's will offer double Jerry's bucks on select featured cigar brands. You'll get 10 Jerry's bucks for every $50 you spend, plus standard bucks and Mucker member discounts. It's first come, first served, so don't wait. Curbside pickup is available at both Jerry's Cigar Shop locations, plus free UPS shipping on orders over $29. You can find all the great deals and specials at jerrycigarshop.com. That's jerrycigarshop.com.
Applications, onboarding, payroll, termination. Business owners and managers, these are the processes that take away too much time from what you do best. But what if there was a locally owned, responsive solution that would charge you a fraction of the big national payroll companies? Sound too good to be true? It's not. North Florida Payroll Services is Tallahassee owned for nearly 15 years. And in that time, their prices have never changed. The reason North Florida Payroll Services can do that? Exceptional customer service that constantly evolves with the latest technology. From application to termination, for turnkey service for your payroll and HR services, trust a Tallahassee expert and save yourself time and money. North Florida Payroll Services. Online at northfloridapayroll.com.
Parker Brothers Roofing says don't play games with your roof. Protect your home and your family. The Parker Brothers tell you the truth. If it's Professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
In 2020, the entire country spent more time under their roofs than ever before. If you notice that your shingles are curling, buckling, or blistering, it could be an indication that your roof is reaching the end of its life expectancy. At Parker Brothers Roofing, we know that getting a new roof system is a big investment. We make it easy with free estimates, affordable financing, and professional installation every time since 1995. Give us a call today or find us online at parkerbrothersroofing.net.
Parker Brothers Roofing, professional every time. Stay safe and dry inside.
CGC 042221, CCC 049350.
Choose Hearth and Patio for custom fireplaces, maintenance, outdoor grills, kitchens, fire pits, lighting, and so much more. Check out all of Hearth and Patio's options online at hearthpatiotallahassee.com. Hearth and Patio, they keep the home fires burning.
If you're an attorney who struggles with the balance of managing your practice and practicing law, consider Lexicon as your #1 pick. From client intake to billing and all that comes in between, Lexicon doesn't miss a thing. Our comprehensive solution combines best-in-class software and services to take care of your firm's most critical challenges, automating many of the tasks that take time out of your day. It's all about giving you more of your billable hours back. And who doesn't love more revenue? No more searching for practice management that works. Lexicon marks the spot. Visit lexiconservices.com to learn what Lexicon can do for you.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
At what point after seasons of irrelevance before a former championship program is relegated to Nebraska, the U, Tennessee status? How many years away is FSU from that place? Or have we arrived and no one has the honesty to speak it out loud? I love the question.
I would say I don't think Florida State you throw into that category because of the recruiting.
Also because in 2014 they went undefeated. So we're only 7 years removed
from
being undefeated.
And they won 10 games in 15 and 16.
Yeah, so they are not.
But they've been awful here lately, clearly, or certainly well below program standards. But I think the difference between like Tennessee and Nebraska is where those programs are located. I think Florida State and USC have similar. Like USC is always one good coach away from being really good again because of the proximity of all the talent. And I think Florida State's the same way. If you think this guy's the right coach, it shouldn't be that long and that hard.
I'm going to look something up here, boys. Keep talking amongst each other.
Okay, are you looking up more Facebook questions? Because I don't feel like you've hit those hard at all.
I'm doing this because I am actually very curious what Nebraska's record has been over the last 10 years or 20 years. Okay, here we go.
You're not going to read off 20 straight years.
Oh, I can do it with the best of
game by game.
Tom loves when I do this.
Oh boy.
Then they went to Ames and dropped the
Manhattan, Kansas.
I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to go back to 2000 when Callahan took over. After Frank Solich left was booted, he went 10-3 and they fired him. Okay, so there you go, right?
All right.
So Solich is out now. Admittedly, he had a 7-7 season the year before, and then he went 10-3 and they kicked his ass out. They won the Alamo Bowl that year. They said, "It's just not getting it done, Frank. Take it on down the road." So they brought in Bill Callahan from the NFL, of course, who changed their office. They went away from the triple option.
Smart.
They've never had an identity since.
Didn't go well.
Yeah, hasn't gone well. Here's what they did. Since then, that's 2004.
Okay.
You ready?
Right. Yeah.
5-6, 8-4, 9-5, 5-7, 9-4, 10-4, 10-4. Bo Pelini had him rolling there for a little while. 9-4, 10-4, 9-4, 9-4, 6-7, 9-4, 4-8, 4-8, 4-8, 5-7, 3-5. Ooh.
Yeah. Say a lot of 9-4, 10-4s in there though. Old Pelini was getting it done.
Well, the reason it's funny because I forgot how angry you can be about a 9-4 season.
Oh yeah,
and you can be very angry about a 9-4 season if you feel like potential isn't reached and you're not maximizing,
and you're getting beat by your rivals.
Yeah, and you're getting beat by your rivals every year. But man, 9-4 sounds pretty damn awesome right about now, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I do think again, Florida State being in Florida with the just the history, tradition of the program already, and the fact that you have all this talent really close. I don't think you're in the same boat as Nebraska or Tennessee.
No.
There's not a lot of high school football talent in Tennessee. They have to go to Atlanta and Georgia. Well, Atlanta is in Georgia. You guys knew that, right?
I do now.
They have to go to Georgia a lot to recruit, and frankly, it's hard to recruit in Georgia right now if you're not Kirby Smart.
Or Dabo.
TD writes,
no lie.
If you were Trey McKitty if you were Trey McKitty and Willie/Kendall told you to line up backwards, would you do it? And why is the answer no?
The answer is definitely no. And I think when we asked Kendall about it, didn't he say that Trey did that on his own?
Yeah, he said that
nobody would ever tell you to line up backwards.
The play was just do something weird to kind of throw the defense off.
Why not get on all fours and bark like a dog?
That basketball play?
The basketball highlight from 25 years ago.
That was great.
Or do the the Karate Kid flying swan kick.
Yeah, but if you lose your balance, you get a procedure penalty.
Oh, well, that's a good point. Yeah, could you line up like that and just hold it while the ball's being snapped? As long as you don't move, right?
Yeah, I think you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't lean.
Yeah, and when the DB comes to engage, you just kick him in the face. You can do that.
I love this question from Lee, by the way, because he's right. Lots of talk about this being the true year one for Mike Norvell. What are the chances 2022 and 2023 are treated like years 2 and 3? Yeah.
Not much.
I know. You'll have to remind yourself of that. I suppose you'll be reminding yourself of that frequently based on the season that they're having. If they're having a great season, you're not thinking about it at all. If they kind of suck, you're just telling yourself, well, it is just year 2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, it's like year 1.5. I mean, it's not a true first year, but it's.
Yeah, I'd say it's 1.5. I mean, exactly. Those games counted. North Carolina counted, but so did flipping Tutu Atwell.
Michael writes, with the news of Brandon Moore no longer being with the team and with the secondary.
Is this a Facebook question?
This is a Twitter question.
I mean, you got to look, man. Just saying.
This guy
I don't care about him. I'm tired about
you
pandering to Ira, and his Twitter's just been here for 2 seconds.
I'll get back to Facebook.
Okay. All right.
We don't have as many questions because you posted it very late.
Well, true. But
there
still,
you go.
Fair point.
Take care of the audience.
With the news of Brandon Moore no longer being with the team and with the secondary seemingly being a strength right now, is it officially considered a fail that we spent so many scholarships on DBs in the portal instead of getting more bodies on that offensive line?
I get the sentiment. Well, I get the sentiment,
yeah.
But I also don't know that there were other offensive linemen out there they could get. They tried to get the kid that went to Notre Dame from Marshall. There was another 1 or 2 that they looked at, but ended up not going with.
That would have been a big kid. The offensive lineman.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to start against them on September 5th. But I don't know that just because you use that doesn't mean that there was somebody else you could have gotten. The question about getting Brandon Moore, look, I mean, I think it was they saw him as possibly he could help them on the field, but also great locker room guy. Mackenzie Milton's best friend. They thought he would just be good and I think he was by all accounts. It just wasn't going to work out. I think my guess is he realized he wasn't going to play much and decided to move it on.
Chad gives you an opportunity here, Corey. I hope you take the ball and run with it. Hey guys, 2 things. One, is there any truth that Cone has asked to start against FSU to defend the honor of his brother, old Hornswoggle? Also, is there any truth to the rumor that the Headlines get-together has been dubbed Sausage Fest 2021 with matching tees? Love the show.
Yeah, so about that, it hasn't been dubbed that yet, but it probably will be.
Yeah.
So we got it scheduled. It's the Friday before the Notre Dame game. What date is that, Jeff?
Third.
The 3rd.
5-2.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the 5th is when I can't remember. Okay, so it's September 3rd at Horizons Bar and Grill on, what's the address?
Bannerman Crossing. It's a Bannerman Road off of Thomasville Road.
Yeah, Mike and Kyle been with us forever. It's going to be 5:30 to whenever. We're going to have the patio outside. It's a big patio, and there's also a big walkway area around it where people can hang out and
the bar area too, right?
The bar area too. Yep. And we're going to be we're just be mingling, talking. Please, obviously, no eye contact. And stay, no eye contact. Please don't ask for autographs. No pictures.
Speak if spoken to.
Yeah, exactly right.
But you like people to massage your shoulders.
Yeah, but I can't see them.
Yeah,
they're not looking at me. They're behind me. Yeah. So so that'll be 5:30. the 3rd of September.
What was the first question? Part of the question?
It was Hornswoggle.
Oh,
yeah, the
taken up
honor.
for.
Think about the fact that for most of that season, this kid was either the starting quarterback or in the mix, and Corey kept calling him Hornswoggle.
Well, look, man, and think about the fact that I tweeted out the year before. Is this kid? Why does this kid keep screwing around and throwing left-handed? Why does he?
You know, he got that Miami game. He got sacked 9 times.
Yeah,
by Miami.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
Yeah,
The whole thing. Yeah, 9 times. But yeah, so I tweeted that like this Wisconsin quarterback needs to quit screwing around and start throwing
that
right-handed.
Miami game,
game's
by the
getting
way.
close.
Oh my God, that was you could walk
Well,
out of
that
there
was
going,
the
he's
end
going
of
to
the
get
line,
fired.
right?
He's
Yeah,
going to get fired.
We knew it was going to happen. We didn't think it was going to happen in
I think
18
a few
hours.
minutes into that game, with the line of scrimmage being the way that it was, I left the game. I didn't say. I don't think I know that happened. I watched and I was on the roof and I went, oh, well, this is over. I'm leaving. I don't need to watch this. It's over. I couldn't have known that they were going to fire him, but I did. I texted Tom. I'm like, I'm leaving, man. Watch this game. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
I can't do it. It's only something about Miami. I can't do that. Gents, the Notre Dame game is looming large. This is a Facebook question.
Here we
the
go.
last 3 have been, by the
Okay,
way. I've
good.
been on it. Gents, the Notre Dame game is looming large in the windshield. Can't wait to be back to that atmosphere. I heard Notre Dame is starting a true freshman at left tackle. My first thought was Jermaine Johnson's going to eat. Then I went to well, that probably means a lot of dump offs to the tight end and running back. Okay, sorry. He skipped some things here. Covered by our linebackers. Please talk me off the ledge. Yeah, I think, let me just say this, Waylon, and I love your name. You're
you
right.
don't get Wayland's on Twitter.
I love it.
Yeah,
Wayland's
Wayland's a
rock.
Facebook name.
Let me
Good
just
job,
say
Wayland.
this. I am very concerned about our linebackers and their ability to cover. I have said this all summer long. I've talked about it since the end of last year. That is an area, it pisses me off that we're weak at linebacker. Florida State should never be weak at linebacker.
It's been a while.
It
buddy.
infuriates me that we're weak at linebacker. That has to stop. That really has to stop.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yes.
When Fuller the other day was like, yeah, we've got some 3 linebackers, 2 linebackers,
One linebacker.
and everybody's like, yeah, that one.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah, the one linebacker you got is DJ Lundy, maybe. He's a big dude. I don't know how well he's going to do in coverage. I guess Amari Gaynor, because he looks that way. You've got to play him, but I still need him to
moves. He can't move.
He's just,
Amari
his
Gaynor
instincts haven't been great. And he's a
hasn't-
true tweener. He's a true tweener.
It hasn't all coalesced into a very good defensive football player yet, but this could be the year.
Man,
for him.
I'm just.
People make
I hope
jumps,
so.
people
I hope
make
so.
leaps.
I hope so.
But the concern to me, the concern's not going to be necessarily coverage of the tight ends and backs out of the backfield. It's going to be, can you just stop the power running game? Like, if they can't stop the run, it doesn't matter. And the linebackers a big part.
I mean,
of
they
it.
were on skates last year, and the linebackers weren't. They hadn't. I mean, it was Lundy and Dix playing most of that game, and they weren't obviously ready for it. You got to figure it's not going to. They're not going to average 12 yards a carry in the first half.
No,
right?
they won't.
Or 20 yards.
It's just
carry,
not the
whatever they
strength
did.
of the team.
No,
And
sure.
his overriding concern about our linebackers is.
But that's
footing.
for every game. It's not
That's
just the Notre
every
Dame
game. That is
That's-
every single
that's
game.
A concern going into
I
every
asked
game.
Adam about it, and at least he was really honest with me. He said, "Look, that's always just discouraging when a team can pick on a segment group." And he goes, "And you got to find ways to disguise that." I mean, they're working on it because they know, quite frankly, they're not gifted at the position. It's a
Hey, but they're coming. The cavalry's coming. Right?
That's the other problem. They're not. There's not a whole bunch of linebackers on
they're
that
biding
list.
their time. They're biding their time. They got transfer portal is going to be operational about 4 months.
Let's get some guys in here.
We still got our kid at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah,
Grubbs.
you're right.
Yeah, he led the nation in tackles last year. We're going to make a bigger play for him.
Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV. Like and subscribe. We'll be back. More of your questions in a moment.
Your local news now.
The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says 2 people were injured in a shooting Monday evening on East Clark Avenue in Monticello. Sheriff Mac McNeil could not confirm how badly the 2 people were injured, but did say the shooting happened just after 6 p.m. He also said the scene was widespread and that he expected his department to be on scene for several hours. Masks are required for more people in more places across Thomasville now that City Manager Alan Carson has announced expanded protocols for all city buildings. Previously, masks were only required for people who were unvaccinated when entering city-owned buildings. However, with recent cases climbing to nearly 450 in the last 2 weeks, officials said change is important. Carson shared an update on Facebook explaining that COVID cases and the low vaccination rate in the county will now cause everyone, regardless of their vaccination status, to mask up while in city-owned buildings. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at macklemoresystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Scattered thunderstorms likely this afternoon. Otherwise, a blend of clouds and sun. Highs around 88. Winds out of the south, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Scattered thunderstorms likely. Lows dip down to about 74. Sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms likely. Highs level off around 87. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 88.
Hey, small business owner, love those hats you wear. CEO, CFO, chief cook, and bottle washer. But when it comes to marketing, you should really try Valpak on for size. We're your local marketing experts and lead Gen A team. Valpak's legendary blue envelope and red hot digital strategies connect you to thousands of local customers, online, on their device, and in their mailbox with real-time performance dashboards. Grow your business the smart way. We tip our hat to local businesses everywhere. Get started today at valpak.com/local.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Greg Tish.
Tuesday morning, be sure to tune in to the Greg Tish Show right here on Tallahassee's only locally owned radio station, Real Talk 93.3. Maddie, we got Dana Brooks coming in, Terry Madigan coming in. We're going to set down some gasoline. We're going to set down some matches, and we're going to walk away as Dana and Terry have a real conversation.
That doesn't really sound safe.
It'll be fine. We're going to walk away from it.
We're not even going to look back.
6 a.m. right here, Real Talk 93.3.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3.
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
Good day, goats of the airwaves and the interwebs, writes Bob. Would it be better for the Noles to lose to Notre Dame, but win versus Wake and be guaranteed to garner 7 victories? Well, sure, if it's a trade-off, if you're telling me that they have to lose to Notre Dame, but they're going to beat Wake and they're going to win 7 games, I'll take that. I'll lose to Notre Dame.
That means they beat probably a pretty decent team in the mix there.
They would have to. It would mean they would probably beat NC State, Miami.
Man, it's going to be sweet winning on Snuggy Hill. That will be a sweet.
Well, it's been a snake pit.
Victory.
I pitched my new employer here at Warchant that I wanted to cover that game. One of you two has to go with me. So if both of you want to go, let's ride the Wake. I'm serious. That's a huge game on the schedule. And we've talked about it all off season. I really do want to go to that game because I think their season kind of depends on a win there.
And again, we're going to try this again. If you're a Florida State fan in the area and are going to the game,
Snuggy Hill,
buy the tickets on the hill. Don't go and sit in the stands. They give you terrible seats anyway. You're in the corner of the end zone. You might as well sit on grass and bring a picnic blanket. So take the hill. You get to sit those seats. I guess they're seats. Those spots are sold separately. So get in there today and get you some Snuggy Hill seats.
And the best part is you're depriving of those overprivileged little kids the opportunity to run around on the
and do a slide down the hill and all that stuff. You got to watch a football game.
They got to go sit in the stands and watch a football game.
Yeah, you're going to slide into my boot.
I hope so.
Yeah.
We're not coming to play games.
It's a football game.
It's a football game.
It's a football
We're coming to win a
now.
football game.
Yes.
This is a business trip, guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Take care of business.
Go to your backyard if you want to picnic.
A family of 4 starts trying to walk in. They've got their blankets and their wine glasses. And Corey's like, not today.
Not
today.
I
throw up that Odell egg.
None of that nonsense today. Stevens writes, fellas, let's pretend that Norvell still hasn't announced a starting quarterback for the Notre Dame game by the time the Irish kick off to the Noles in 12 days. All right.
Okay.
Will the crowd make more noise if the quarterback taking the field for the first series is Mackenzie Milton, Jordan Travis, or if it's Jeff's very much alive father with a nameplate on his back that reads "Not Blackman"?
Fair.
Who is that?
Fair.
Steve.
Was that a Facebook question?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's where the gold is.
That was good.
Yeah, taking your dad out of the equation.
Very much alive, father, out of the equation.
Mackenzie would get the bigger pop.
You think so? Yeah.
I
But I think either one of them is going to get a nice cheer. I think Mackenzie's would be probably bigger, but Jordan will get.
Matt writes, fellas, other than winning the game against Notre Dame Labor Day weekend, what could this team do different than previous years during that game to show you that there might be more hope of a record better than 6-6? improved quarterback play from 10 or 13, drastically better defense, or just a little more fire in the belly? Yay, sausage!
All of those.
Decent run defense.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be great.
I want to start right there.
Competent run
Hallelujah,
defense.
baby. Just start right there. Stop letting people run and do whatever they want to do with the line of scrimmage.
Make it 2nd and 6.
Give me 2nd and 3 every day.
Make it 2nd and 6. They're still ahead of the chains, but they're not. They're not getting first downs every time they run the ball.
We've got to do something.
And then improve quarterback play, and then the fire in the belly. You need to see some of that fire in the belly.
Yeah. I mean, if you stop the run, you have to have fire in the belly. So that'll be, by definition, something that is present. Kristen writes, I have never seen anyone more enthralled with themselves on camera. I figured Corey would have been back immediately for more.
Right.
If there's one Achilles heel that will thwart this team's success, not offensive line or linebacker, what group is it? If we overachieve, it will be due to which group? And they said something nice about you at the end, too.
Oh,
even though they
thank
make fun
you
of
very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So the one group that if they don't?
I like the way this is worded, actually, because I think it's the same.
Yeah.
If we overachieve, it will be due to which group, and also if there's a group that will thwart this team's success, not on the offensive line or linebacker, who is it? I think it's the same. I think it's quarterback.
Yeah, I think it's quarterback for the overachieving.
But I also think they could actually play poorly, and that would be a problem.
Yeah,
obviously.
But a great quarterback play steals you a win or two, at least.
Yes.
At least.
Yes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I would say quarterback. And you have to hope, and it can't. You're going into this season so much better than last year, man. Think about last year. James Blackman was your starter. God love him. Not a great quarterback at this level. And then you had no backups. Tate Rodemaker was the backup for 2 weeks. You played Miami with Blackman and Tate Rodemaker.
Hey, go get him, Tate.
Yeah. And then Blackman was so bad against Miami. You're like, we can't do this anymore. Tate, you're the starter. That's how banged up Travis was. They didn't even have him in the starting plans, and they ended up having to go to him to save themselves that game. The quarterback situation is so much better. So much better.
Dean writes, Min and Corey. Headlines
that's
is the
not cool, Dean. Why are you even finishing reading? Was that a Facebook?
That's
your
Look,
people.
It's time to go back to Twitter.
Friendly fire.
This is ridiculous.
Min and Corey. Headlines is the best sausage and ortho show, hands down.
Thanks.
So I witnessed Kando get a sack over the weekend, guys. Someone must have told him he was allowed to do that. Do you think anyone on the D-line can produce pressure other than Jermaine Johnson? I have my doubts. That the Dean said that.
Yes, I do. I think Keir Thomas is a guy that can do it occasionally. And I think Lovett and Briggs in the
Get a little
middle
bit of push up
are
the
going to
middle.
be getting that push in the middle. Briggs might be a guy. Like, he might be one of their difference makers.
And I think you'll see Patrick Payton coming off the edge.
Yeah, true freshman Patrick Payton.
Yep.
No relation to Peyton Manning.
In the win, gave us
we
a
can
tip.
ask.
Yeah.
Jeff, I agree, and had to send something behind it. Our linebacker's GOAT is Marvin Jones. We should have a dominant linebacker every recruiting cycle. Yes, I'm circling back to when we were talking about linebackers for that one because he did tip us. Thank you, in the win. Yeah, man, it's embarrassing that Florida State has been this poor at linebacker. It upsets. It hurts my heart.
Well, I forgot we were talking yesterday about the linebackers. The it seemed like the 7-8 years in a row where it was Matthew Thomas and Roderick Hoskins. And it's like
Rodo,
man, I mean,
and Matthew Thomas is like, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Is he
He did knock your boy's tooth out, and I will forever be grateful.
Kaya.
That was Kaya, and he knocked him silly, and that was a beautiful day.
Did Matthew Thomas land in the league with the Steelers? Didn't he play for them?
He's an athlete. I mean, when you just look at him. Khalil.
He was the last big-time
Khalil.
recruit they had, right? Yeah, thank you, Khalil.
I love both old and new uniforms. But how happy would you guys be if we came out in the old uniforms and the white end zone? Think the end zone should come back full time. What would be the reaction from the fans? They'll be excited. They'd be excited. At the end of the day, though, if we stunk, we stunk. It would.
What's the old uniforms? What are you talking about?
He's talking about what we wore in 2013 at the
Charlie Ward.
Yeah, the old uniforms.
Yeah, I'd like the Charlie Ward work done type uniforms. Little different, right? A little more classic. Yeah, I like those. I think
I'm fine with them. I want us to break out that white helmet at some point. I've seen that. And every time I see that, it's sweet.
What's wrong with the gold one?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just the kiddies like it, man.
I'm just saying.
Mix it up every now and again.
Does Alabama ever wear a white helmet?
That's Alabama. We're not trying to live up to Alabama. What are you doing here? This is us.
Fair. All right.
We've got better.
You got the best helmet in the game.
What coach, Carol wants to know, what coach besides Norvell do you like to interview? And what coach besides Norvell is your favorite overall assistant coach to watch in practice? Oh, well, Dillingham's my favorite coach to watch in practice.
It's hard, though, with him on the crutches, though.
Is that your best part? Is that the best part?
He's just hilarious. He's a funny dude, and he talks like I talk, and he's not afraid to say things.
Atkins is really good to interview, and really, I mean, you like him a lot as a coach. There are a lot of them are really cool to interview. You know, a coach that I'm going to throw a little under the radar.
Okay.
That I think would be a great head coach is David Johnson, the running backs coach. Man, the way he has so many different like levels to push. I mean, he can get on a kid where it's like, man, he's fierce in his head, and then other times he's real encouraging. I mean, he's a really good coach and really fun to talk to.
We like this staff, by the way, quite a bit. Now I'm getting concerned about the lack of linebackers and what's happening there, so we're just going to monitor that situation.
Okay, your monitor, a little eyes.
I got two fingers right now
fingers
going on
eyes.
there. I'm not saying he's not getting the job done. I'm just saying we need to see a little something. There's just, two fingers. Yeah,
got to make some moves out there, Chris.
Yeah, you got to get some recruits. A lot of stuff. There's a lot involved in coaching. Jeff writes no white helmets, so he's retorting. No, but have you seen the one that the people put out there on the interwebs?
It's fine. I mean,
it looks cool. I like it. One time
they say it helps recruiting. There's no way it really helps recruiting, right? Otherwise, Oregon would have the best class every year because it's like, oh, cool, a new uniform each week. Like they all still go to boring ass out. Oh, I can say that, right?
Yeah,
Alabama. Who has the worst uniforms in the sport?
No, actually, I like Alabama's uniforms, just like I like Penn State's uniforms.
But they're boring.
They are
right?
boring.
Yeah,
but sometimes simple is better. It's okay.
Clearly, all these 5-stars don't care that much about their uniforms.
No, they care about the winning.
Yeah.
Am I going to go to the league if I go there?
Yeah.
That's what they care about. I agree.
I like that you asked after the fact. Like, what if he said no? That's not okay.
I'd say, well, cough button. Cough button.
He would just scream out the words cough button. Oh, man. No, Keith. I'm not talking about the record when it comes to not trying to live up to Alabama. I'm talking about the uniform.
Right.
Our uniforms stand alone. Florida State's got the best uniform in football.
Well, they did until they turned into Boston College.
Well, when they first made the changes, it wasn't great.
Right.
But they've seemingly got some things.
Do you remember the NFL draft where I think it was a Florida State guy got drafted and they showed Boston College highlights or vice versa? Yeah, that was great.
No, our uniform is amazing.
It's the best combination there is. You nailed it. Knocked it out of the park.
The spear is just always incredible. Every time you see it, you're just like, well, I'm going to get choked
like
up.
It's beautiful. Florida's done some of those throwback, old F, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State doesn't really ever.
No, you can't mess with that spear. The spear has to always be on there.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like the old like Lee Corso helmets, like the ones with like the state of Florida,
on there.
I mean, that's pretty cool. But like you
can't do that now. No.
Yeah, got to win games. We also have to take a break. We'll come back, wrap it up momentarily. It is Seminole Headlines, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
Barry knows cool. He's keeping you comfortable. Barry knows cool. You can put him to the test.
Your home has been a place of great comfort. We can help you keep it that way. Barno Heating and Air is helping you get ready for summer with $1,500 off select new units, 0% financing for qualified buyers, plus worry-free maintenance plans. Learn more or schedule online at BarnoAC.com. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barno Heating and Air today. Florida license CAC 1816186.
Tallahassee's 30-year-old funny paper and American Legion Post 13 have joined forces to become Major Morale. The new magazine has 4 more pages of post activities and military information that you probably never knew. But don't worry, it's still as politically correct and newsworthy as always. Okay, it's the same funny stuff, but it's still only available at the sponsors' locations like Keith Lawson Services, Tallahassee Automobile Museum, ABC Flooring, or Krispy Kreme Donuts. The country's best donut place has great different monthly specialty donuts like Ghirardelli, Oreo, Chips Ahoy, and too many more to mention. Sign up online at KrispyKreme.com for exclusive email discounts or download the app that lets you pile up rewards every time you order ahead. Krispy Kreme, America's favorite donut.
For about 50 years, Paul's Termite and Pest Control has been protecting homes and businesses for thousands of people right here in the Big Bend. And we're quite proud of that. Fact is, all of us here at Paul's have families, and nothing is more important to us than their protection. By providing effective termite and pest treatments, we know we're aiding many right here in our community.
Paul's Termite and Pest Control performs many services designed for the protection of your family and your home. Programs like Pro Shield Complete, which encompasses termite and general pest control in one low-cost quarterly treatment plan. This program is environmentally friendly and is almost exclusively limited to exterior treatments, meaning pests and termites never enter your home. Termite programs like Centricon, a service which requires no invasive drilling or liquid applications. Plus, our lawn care team keeps lawns and ornamentals green and healthy.
Protection of your family, your home, and our environment all are very important to each of us at Paul's. To learn more about our many programs, please visit us at callpauls.com.
For the elimination of termites or any other pests.
And a greener lawn, too.
Call Paul's. We'll get them all. If you weren't the owner of Gordo's and all those wonderful restaurants, Eddie, what would you be doing?
You know, I think I'd want to be I don't know what I'd want to be, a boat captain or a cowboy.
You know how to use a lasso?
No.
You'd have to do that if you were a cowboy.
Yeah, but I've never even been on a horse. It's not my place to be on a horse.
I agree. And the horse thanks you. Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Seminole Headlines returns now. Head to YouTube and search for Warchant TV today to catch the show live or on demand. Now, here's Jeff Cameron, Ira Schofel, and Corey Clark.
We should note that deal is not signed. The alliance exists in theory.
It's an agreement.
Yeah.
It's a handshake.
Yeah.
It's like the quarterback's dad and Jerry Maguire. His word is as strong as oak. Remember, he shook Jerry Maguire's hand and says, he's your guy.
Yeah.
And then he goes with Bob Sugar.
Look, man, if anybody breaks the alliance, Jim Phillips is from Chicago. If anybody breaks the alliance, they're going to be swimming with the fishes.
What if SEC offers FSU tomorrow a spot?
Well, we're going.
Yeah, that's right.
Taking it on down the road.
Yeah, sorry. Hey, guys, good luck with your alliance.
Yeah. Oh, well, yes. I think you're right. That would happen. But I'm taken to this alliance. I'm really kind of
You're
liking
really
this
big
alliance.
on this alliance.
I'm really liking this alliance.
It just sounds cool.
Yeah, it does sound cool. Let's get another Twitter question in here. If Seminole Headlines is a doomsday cult,
okay,
who's the recruiter, who's the enforcer, and who is the charismatic leader? And finally, how do you all off yourselves when the comet comes your way?
That's I can't remember. It wasn't Gateway. I can't
Heaven's
remember.
Gate.
Heaven's Gate. Yeah,
Heaven's
they all
Gate
wore
cult.
the Nikes,
Yeah, the
right?
Nike
You remember
shoes.
the SNL commercial?
Oh, yeah.
With the Just Do It. It was the shoes under sheets.
I actually remember kind of laughing because when they were wheeling the bodies out of that house, that mansion that they rented, the feet were all sticking out, and one by one, you began to notice they were all wearing those shoes. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's
in the herd.
Kim and I were just watching the documentary on that.
I saw
the
it.
other day.
Yeah.
I would say I'm not the enforcer. I think I'm probably
You're the recruiter.
I'm the recruiter.
You're the recruiter. Jeff's the
charismatic leader,
and I'm the enforcer.
Oh yeah, I'm pitching you some sort of crazy.
And I'm doing it with Kool-Aid. I'm going old school.
You're gonna just copy?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you could do like Pixie sticks or something, or like Reese's sticks, like poison
Pixie
Reese's sticks.
That would be good.
I'm gonna poison some
route.
Reese's or some Reese's cups because those taste good.
Poison doesn't seem like a good way to go.
Well,
I think it's probably painful a little bit while you're, it's not
well,
good.
None of it's great, right?
Well, I think there's quicker ways. Like you step in front of a train, you're not feeling.
Well, they're doing it to us though. Well, you're doing it to us, and he's
I'm the
actually
charismatic
Ira's
leader.
doing it.
Oh,
to us.
Ira's the enforcer.
I'm just making sure they don't leave.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And you can't have them reaching out to people outside the group.
No,
because then they may get real information.
You take the phones and the computers
It's like all
away.
the people that go to the crazy websites and all the stuff that we know exists in the world today,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't let them actually talk to rational people. They'll point out all the foibles, and you can't have this. So you got to make sure you're going to be on them. Take their phones.
Oh, I got it.
You can't have all of that.
No doubt.
I'll give a sermon nightly.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Great.
I'm looking forward to
As
it.
you're weightlifting.
I can't wait naked.
Naked.
Yeah.
You're naked
Yeah,
weightlifting.
well, that's the entertainment. 7 p.m. every Tuesday. What's up, gents? Jimbo said he learned how to treat people from Coach Bowden. You know Jimbo pretty well. Do you think he trusted the process on that one? Oh, Jonas. Oh, well done. Yeah.
It was nice that he came, though. It was nice that he showed up, him and Dabo.
Yeah, might want to stop saying that though.
Yeah, when he said that, I cracked up.
Did he say it again?
Oh, yeah, I mean, he said it at the service.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, no, I remember when he said it way back when.
Oh no, yeah, he said it again recently.
Oh yeah,
and again, it's the funny thing about Jimbo. Just since we're here, he in certain one-on-one settings, like you'd see him at Hauser. Remember, he would like come over.
Oh, he talked to the fan. He talked to Tom one day. I think it was. Was it you, Tom? Yeah.
He would go like just hang out in the hallway, like in the stands, and people would come up one after another for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I remember like the first time I tweeted like, "Oh, Jimbo Fisher's down there talking to fans," and I was like, I probably shouldn't do that
because now more fans
are going to come up.
Yeah.
But he was great in that setting, so he was in certain settings. In others, not so much.
Yeah. I think
in every other setting, not so much.
I think it was nice to random folks, maybe the people that
not the people
worked with,
not the people that wrote checks.
Yes,
to work with.
that way he wasn't all that cordial to those folks.
Well,
but he got dubs, baby. He got dubs.
Well, but until he didn't, then it started to go south.
Right.
And,
well, still he got dubs,
and we all did see that Louisville game.
We did, and the Boston College.
They would have
game.
scored 100 if they wanted to. I maintain that. That's the only game I've ever watched where I said,
and
against us,
you could have had Lamar Jackson. He could have been on your roster, probably. It's a miss.
I kind of understand that miss, though. I'll be honest.
I don't.
I do.
You look at that guy. You do whatever you have to do to get him on campus. Promise me he can play quarterback, and even if you don't believe it, and then when you see him at quarterback, you're like, "Oh, this is different. Maybe we can play him."
I don't think he would have done it.
He wouldn't have run that system.
He wouldn't have run that system. Jimbo hates that system.
No, I got it. But when you have Lamar Jackson on your team, maybe.
No, I understand that if you commit to Lamar Jackson, you have to run that system. But I'm saying he
him.
wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, but in hindsight, I bet he thinks he probably should have recruited Lamar.
He worked out. I mean, getting Jameson here worked out all right.
Well, that was before Lamar.
I'm just saying.
Lamar was the
now
Malik Henry,
every quarterback after
DeAndre Johnson, DeAndre Francois.
Yeah, he was busy taking the DeAndres and James Blackman
Malik Henry
and Bailey Hockman.
The Malik Henry one. Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, that whole run, Costantino.
Malik Henry was a lot bigger risk than Lamar Jackson. Altering an offense.
The quarterbacks signed after Jameis are all.
I can remember being down on the field for the team photo for media day. They do that.
Yeah.
And we were down on the field the first time I ever saw Malik Henry, and I went, "Oh no!" I actually clutched my pearls.
Yeah,
I was kind of like, well, this isn't going to work.
He weighs 120
I'm like, that
pounds.
dude's 120 pounds. He's also got a weird greenish complexion. Something's going on. Like, I don't think he's healthy.
Yeah,
I'm a little concerned.
Well, hey, then it wasn't the best.
I said that
wasn't the best signing.
I said, oh my goodness. We have less than a minute, but we did have a donation. Thanks, Khalil. 3 teams you want to see us play because of the alliance. He writes USC, Penn State, and Wisconsin.
Those are all good ones. I'm for that. I think the Washington one would be great.
Penn State, Washington.
I'd like to go to Stanford, man. I'd like to go to Stanford.
By the way, that's a beautiful. Palo Alto is gorgeous.
And that's what I'm saying.
Unbelievable.
Corey and I did our legendary book signing day.
Yeah.
Darius Walker.
Yeah, he loved Stanford. He wanted to go to Stanford.
When he went on a visit, he just could not stop talking about Stanford.
Yeah, that's a really cool
an unbelievable place. Yeah, it's really good.
There's a lot of good choices. The Big Ten, not so much.
All right, for Corey Clark, Ira Chaffel, my thanks to Tom.
The
my
Alliance.
thanks to Matthew.
The Alliance. We're the
All
Alliance.
of you. We'll be back next Tuesday. Jeff Cameron Show returns tomorrow in this spot. Be well. Be good. Talk to you soon.